YouTube like gives more spread. Like more people most likely tune up to the stream if you stream.
Yeah,
on
that's
YouTube.
the thing. Because in the past we've done stuff on Twitch and there's like fucking 5 people watching. Because I don't know.
Yeah, YouTube has better algorithms and stuff.
Yeah,
The larger
I still
audience.
think YouTube's better. Like for streaming, because there's more dilution on.
Is there
Twitch,
a link now? It's saying that it's live for me.
Yeah, let me check. Yep, I see
I'm
it.
not seeing one.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I see 2. What the hell?
Alright, I'm gonna make an
does.
ASM question post so I can get free help from everybody.
Oh, we're here.
And when you I see 2 concurrent
Okay, I
viewers
see.
on this. Yeah, the thumbnail
I see
the
it.
thumbnail's wrong. Let me change that. Well, actually, I don't have a thumbnail. Fucking.
Imagine having the
Yeah,
wrong
the
thumbnail,
thumbnail's
kind of
there,
cringe.
like episode 16 post-stream call. I can see it on the stream.
Oh, we're all like on it right now. It's live.
Currently, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it
that's what I
is.
said. Yeah.
How you doing, world?
Hey there.
Hey, welcome to this kooky YouTube video.
That's facts.
Yo, we're on
Fucking
YouTube.
cancelled.
Yeah, can we let me see. Could someone post that in well actually I should post.
Yeah.
Or
Is it picking up our voices now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
I made a post in support. I want ASM help now.
I'm on
You
TV.
and everyone else.
I want ASM help now, immediately, during this moment.
Yes.
Oh
Alright,
yes, the talking stick.
announcements.
The talking stick.
Yeah, what about talking
If there's
stick?
a
We have
Discord
11
version of the
people
talking
this
stick.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the talking stick, and then I will never give it to anybody else. I'll just talk the whole time.
Sex
So, like-
podcast.
Hey, everyone,
Speaks
shut up! I have the talking
never-
stick now. I have the talking stick now. Shut up, Yakko! Shut up, Yakko! I have the talking stick. All right, you're banned.
Sek is the only one allowed to talk.
All right,
God, it's
You know what I
Fortnite
say?
all over again.
that is so true. Can podcast hear us now?
Like, always
yeah,
good.
can-
Unable to
If
do
so
it.
it's-
Hey, I
it
didn't
says
give
we
you guys
got
permission to talk. Hey, I'm asking a question, but you guys aren't allowed to answer.
I'm going to...
says we got 4 dudes in chat right now. Could someone type so I can make sure I'm in the right fucking thing?
Yo, what up?
We can hear you. Yeah, awesome.
Woo.
Okay.
That is so true.
Thank fuck.
Get in here. You're a jury.
On in.
Nope, AX doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to. Alright, so let's start off with that. 8X winner of best test subject in the video that we used last week for rehearsal. Created by Sek.
What-
He won every
what thing?
hack. He won
Wait, what
every
he
did
won
award.
every
What
hack
did I
last week.
create? What did I make?
What did you create? Is that what you just asked?
Or like, sorry, I thought I heard my name.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
What was the? why
Sek, are
did
you
call
still
me?
high right now? No answer.
Sek is
okay.
stoned.
Well, Sek's in the call. Thank you for everyone.
It's meant to be the stoned one.
Welcome to the Hack of the Year post-stream call. We have like 12 people in here or some shit.
11.
11. Okay, whatever. I got a little
That's
ahead of
a
myself
lot
there.
of that's a lot of people.
Should we introduce each other, like, alphabetically? Like,
Yeah, let's do a little stupid icebreaker where we have a fun fact about ourselves. Go on,
Oh,
sir.
wait 1 second. Can we do
Cool.
something? Okay, I have the first name, so I go first.
Okay.
Of course. You can't just change your name like that. Bruh.
You have to abide by the rules, guys.
It's true, he won't.
All right, introduce yourself.
First,
Okay, my name is !Sek. I might change it back to Sek, but for now I'm at the top of the list. I made all the like pretty much all the graphics for the Hack of the Year awards. It was really fun and really tiring. Okay, next.
Okay, I wasn't actually serious about that, but we can if you want, I guess.
I feel like we should.
I was waiting. I already introduced myself. You can't.
Okay,
You can't undo
okay.
that.
If you don't know who I am, then
Then you're not a real fan of the podcast. Fuck you. You're not a real fan.
Wow.
Welcome to the community, everyone.
We are.
Nice. You're nice. To meet
Yakko
people.
and I are gatekeepers deluxe. That's what people have been saying.
Bro, you guys gotta be horrible. Then
That's
how'd you let a VTuber in this community?
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Who's the Australian that sounds like a chimchar? 8x asked.
That is yakkomon. Of course. Can he say something?
Say the most Australian thing that you can.
Yeah.
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah, that's Australian.
That was pretty Australian.
Well, you go to frog toilet, mate.
Are we going to continue with the introductions or?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, keep going. This is true. End has a good point. We have so many people in call. This is a way for people to recognize voices.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going in.
Well, you gotta use the OBS layout.
You could actually use it.
Not the OBS. The thing with the custom CSS. You should put that up.
You know what?
Also,
Yeah.
like, displays our names. Yeah.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
me do that. Except shit, I don't have it in this scene.
I mean, just
Can you-
open up a
can you
second
just-
OBS and then copy paste, not copy paste, but like copy paste the links and stuff.
Open up a second OBS. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It'll give you a warning and then just ignore it.
Okay.
If the stream dies, it's all sex fault.
Yeah,
Just
literally.
letting everyone
It will
know.
not happen. I've done it before. You can trust me because I'm sec.
Yakko, we got a question. Would Mitchell fight a kangaroo?
We gotta wait for
You
Yakko
like
to
that,
unmute.
No, okay, kangaroos are complete, like, they pack a punch, like, it's like,
Okay.
like, do not mess with kangaroos at all, like, they will break your ribs if you try to fight them, like.
Okay,
they,
no. I
like,
think the question is like, would Mitchell actually go up to a kangaroo and then just pick a fight with it?
No, because that pretty much means that you get your ribs broken.
Yeah,
I mean, reminder that
kangaroos.
Mitchell is
Sorry?
a fire-breathing monkey.
Okay, I'm kind of confused by the question. Is this like, would Mitchell like attempt to fight a kangaroo and survive, or would Mitchell just give up and die? Or am I
No,
getting this,
mate.
like, who would win, Mitchell or the kangaroo? That's what I'm seeing.
I feel like the kangaroo would win.
Okay,
I'm
'cause,
gonna
like,
pass on this.
that question's kind of confusing.
I think the
Mitchell
kangaroo
can
would
breathe
kind of
fire.
like a football.
Yeah, also make sure the browser source is super wide so that we all have room.
But
Yeah,
you said he
this
can
shit
breathe
isn't
fire, and That's the
working.
reason he beat the kangaroo.
Is it not?
It's a,
No.
He can breathe fire, but yeah,
Because
he
he
can't
needs
really
to
breathe
select
fire.
that
But a
that's correct
kangaroo
link.
could just kick him and
The
he
correct
could fly
link,
away.
Max.
what the hell is a kangaroo going to do? It's 10 meters away, and
Wait,
a
Max.
monkey is
Let me give you
breathing
the.
fire
Let
at
me
it.
give you the thing.
It jumps.
Here you go. Use this one. Use this. Yeah. Use that one.
You want me to download
Kangaroos
some
can only
shit and
jump
then
horizontally.
whatever.
No, use that. Use that as a link.
Okay.
Did you send him Discord
Like it's
reactive
giving you
images?
free OBS, no anti. But
Or actually, just use the first part without the question mark. Like, cut it off at the question mark. So you can just do not that.
Second installing him a virus while
Use this. Use this one.
free antivirus.
Free type.
Oh, there we are.
There we go.
Okay, yeah,
Hey!
give us some room. Give us some
Okay.
room. Give
All
room.
right.
Make way. Make way.
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously it doesn't go down to 2 fucking rows as you can. And
No,
you can
don't
see
don't
one's
expand
name,
it. Like,
so-
change the browser width. Change the browser width.
Oh, and now the background's moving.
Maybe
Max,
we should
change-
shorten our nicknames.
Max,
moving.
don't expand it. Change the background width
One at
on
a
the
time,
properties.
please.
Wait, Max, 8x is in the general VC.
Okay.
Max, what is this?
Summon 8x. Bring him
Okay,
in.
now you gotta shrink it back down, dude.
Yeah, no shit, dude. You're telling me to do 500 things at the same time. All right.
Well,
Let me
it's because
drag
you did the
8x
first
in.
thing wrong, and you have to do both things now. You
Alright.
created
Okay.
a problem, now you
Survive.
just fix
Now
it.
what?
Hi,
The
8x. I
12.
love 8x.
Hello.
Hi.
How does it feel to win best test subject?
It's the greatest honor ever. Almost as good as
Yeah.
losing Sir Kuya several times. I am so happy for him.
Hey, Adex, how does it feel to win most end
Max,
credit? Most
you
end
gotta
credit.
fix this.
What's the
I
width
forgot what
supposed to
it's
be,
called.
Sec? What's
You
the width?
gotta fix this.
Yeah, how?
Unlock the element
Unlock?
and then drag it by
Unlock?
the corner.
Oh no, not locks.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, unlock the element, drag it by the
yes.
corner, and then it should. Yeah. Oh, okay, you got it. Never mind. Okay, I think that looks. It looks kind of similar. Can you
My
expand
name is
by just a bit
clipping
more?
into Mirachun Pass.
Long name.
Can you
Oh,
change
man.
the
Name,
properties like
nerd.
just a little bit more?
In what way? Change in what way?
Like change the width of the browser browser window, because it'll make us more spaced out and not like all scrumpled together.
That's what I just
'Cause
did,
you
and then
just
you
all
said I fucked
stapled
it up.
together.
Is this as far as it goes in width?
Okay, I'll make it.
No, I mean like
fucking-
click on it. Click on the properties window. You know, where it gives you all the options to add stuff, and then there's like a browser width option. Then change that.
Yeah, that's what I did, and then you said I fucked it up.
Yeah, because you were expanding the browser source and not the properties. Oh my god!
I don't know what the
I
fuck you're
think this is
talking
fine.
about, dude.
You know what? It's
I think
fine.
we're
It's fine.
fine here.
Let's do like this. Okay, okay.
I'm
sorry.
literally in properties.
Don't worry
Okay,
about
you're
it.
in
Yeah,
properties,
it's
and it says
fine,
there's a
just let it
width and height
It's
thing, right?
fine.
All right.
And then you
Yeah,
click
let our
OK.
names overlap. Who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
a fan
typical-
of Sexman Yakkom at the end. That's my favorite.
Yes.
What did you say? Did you say something?
Something,
Is
yeah.
this the After Dark stream?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a
It
fan
is
of
in-
Shimzy.
it is in
Gonna go
England.
right because
Yakko's portrait is just cut off at the end.
This is a
I
mistake.
sure do love A de Argoniac. I say
This is very mean of you guys.
You know what's
Small
funny
break
is
between
hold on,
line and
wait.
text names.
Hold on, I'm gonna do a funny. Get rid of the custom CSS.
Oh boy.
See what that does.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm just gonna deal with
Now we got.
Oh, there we go.
We're gone. Oh, there we go.
Better.
might be way
Okay.
better. Yeah.
Hold on.
That is way better.
Hold on. What is he
Technical
cooking?
difficulties here, folks.
Oh no, you have to drag the fucking. What is wrong with this shit? You see that? It's only showing half of it. What a bunch of garbage.
I am being called by boy.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think I figured it
Here
out.
I thought
Save
we
me,
were
I'm
gonna be doing a
drowning.
debrief of Hack of the Year, and we've descended into trying to figure out custom stream background.
Okay,
Yep.
go back
Lord,
to
congrats,
change,
that goes
put the CSS back on, and then change the width here to 1900.
Now it's scrolling.
Or
Are we
I
keeping
will
this
just do it
in,
this
by the
way.
way, if this gets edited?
Max.
Yeah, keep it in.
I don't edit. This is staying in.
Oh,
Oh,
come
I-
on. Dude, I just figured out. I found out the cure to cancer. Dude.
We already
Come on.
we already have this. It's fine. We don't need a
I-
cure for cancer.
Sec-
Screw the cancer.
I
We're
figured
we're
out the
good.
cure for cancer.
Me and Yakko don't get to exist in this new world.
I don't exist. Just like the end of PMD
Max,
Retold, where
this
I,
is-
where
Max, this
Mitchell
is a
goes
betrayal
away
of the
and
highest
fades
order.
away
I'm
into
telling you, it
dark.
could be so much cooler.
You can
Yeah,
only
I
see
just
yeah,
got
the,
on my
the voice
setup and
is
it's
distinct
really
enough.
cool.
you can only see the top part of the green ring whenever Smingle speaks.
Oh no.
He has been
Wow.
swallowed by the
Max,
boy.
please. Max, please. This is my last request. Last request, please.
I mean, it's not, but okay. What's the what's the thing you want me to add?
Okay, look back in the Hack of the Year stream channel.
Uh-huh.
This is what I wanted you to do. Set that width to 1900.
I did that.
And that should fit all of us. And then once you do that, apply the custom CSS again.
Okay, let me reopen OBS.
I feel like I need a drink after this.
I should start drinking now.
You can go
Well,
get
yeah,
one by the
discuss
time
the
they're
hack.
done.
I mean, in the
finishing
meanwhile,
it.
we can talk about Hack of the Year's stuff.
That'd be crazy. You know, hack of the year.
Years?
I will be
Years?
talking about that.
Hack
Ooh,
of the
years.
Years.
Oh yeah?
Because I mean,
That's
like there are a couple that were submitted that weren't made in 2022. So like,
Yeah, my
I would say
favorite.
Hack of the Years.
My favorite hack of the year
Hack of
was
last
against the
year.
U.S. government.
And this is a lesson with me.
He got cut
I am-
off.
So
We got
then,
him.
then Parker gets cut off.
Okay, I think that's perfect.
Better.
That's better.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's even better now.
works.
See?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
See, I'm so good at it.
Hell yeah.
Raise and
Finally.
promotion.
Thank you, Zach.
Hell yeah.
The stream can start now.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
The only way to
Yeah.
This is how we started.
All right, so what were we
Yeah,
talking about again?
hacks of the
Yeah,
years.
so can Chimchar beat a kangaroo? That's what we're here for.
Oh my god, we're only
That's-
15 minutes in. That felt like
that's
10
good.
years. Okay.
I know.
Okay, let's start over
We did
again.
it.
Let's start introducing each other.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh,
Give me,
there's not
give me a
exclamation
second.
marks.
Stack, I swear to God.
God
So-
damn it!
No!
Okay, fine. We'll go again.
Okay.
Of course, exclamation.
Oh, now he's back.
Oh.
Right. Are we gonna do the rest of the introductions?
Okay,
Well, I mean, we can
if
see
we
it
actually
now.
want to, maybe I could. I think YouTube has some shitty like.
Okay,
video-
Zadex.
Wait, actually no. Let's start the local recording now, and I'll just fucking delete the
Yeah,
bot.
go.
Who cares about that
Go.
shit? All right. SkyTemple Podcast episode 16. The stream just ended, plus or minus like 20 minutes. This stream.
We don't talk about
The
that.
stream's now ready to start. We decided we're doing some shitty. Everyone says like one sentence about who they are, even though like half these people have already been on the pod. But yeah, let's start with me and Yakko, and then everyone else. Let's just do like the order of the order that they're in the thing. So, hi, I'm MaxSchersey coming to you live from the U.S. West Coast, and do you even know? Do you know the second half, Yakko? Because I don't.
And from down under in Australia
right.
is yakkomon. And then usually we have some kind of small talk segue to break the ice. I don't know. How about hack of the year, folks? It was great.
It was wonderful.
It was an event, all right. That's all I
It
can
certainly
say.
happened. Should we go from Argonian down?
Yeah,
then?
start with Argonian.
Yeah.
We forgot about 8x.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah,
8x is
right.
jumping all over the place.
The press.
Zadex.
I don't think
No,
we want
8x doesn't want to do the small talk. All right, all right. Also, 8x is hidden in here. Doesn't want to do his thing. All right, start with Argonian.
All right. Yes, I'm Argonian. I'm some idiot from Germany who makes who has made 4 ROM hacks and does stupid videos on YouTube.
Base.
Nice.
Pause.
I'm Kate Sith. I am going into. Yeah. I am the local sprite artist turned actual hacker. And Sek is my #1 fan, apparently.
Hello.
Looks like I'm next.
Oh, wait.
Oh, of course.
Wait a
Back
minute.
up here.
Of course.
Okay, sorry. No, go on, Aspec.
Okay. Hi, I'm Espik. I made Explorers of the Unknown. I wanted to use a moist critical voice clip, but I didn't realize that I wasn't being the one saying my speech, so L or F.
Plus ratio.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that. We did this I did it in rehearsal, right? We had a rehearsal, and Max said that I was too enthusiastic, and so Discord cut off my mic, thinking I was shouting. So I couldn't give that my full energy.
I'm
You
just
did
saying,
really
you could
well.
have done push to talk. It wouldn't have cut you off, man.
Is that really how that works?
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I have it on push to talk
Okay.
right now. I could scream as loud as I wanted to if I really wanted to.
Yo.
I've heard
Another way you could
I love
do it-
push to talk.
The technology.
Did you just say I should?
No,
Do
Another
it.
way you could
heard
do it
you. I
is
know what it's like.
if you stand up and face away from the microphone, like face the back wall, and then just scream, you'll be absolutely fine.
Oh, okay. Give me 5 minutes. I'm not actually gonna do
Anyway.
5 minutes? How big is your room?
Yes.
You should keep going on with this.
Frenzy.
Okay. Hi, I'm Frenzy, or with a longer name, Frenzy Death. I guess I like writing fanfics, or just I'm writing one fanfic. And I also do some programming from time to time. I guess.
Cool. Any thoughts on that? Anyone else?
Hell yeah.
Head empty.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts, basically.
I'm
Sick
kind of
nasty, bro.
lost with how like two people are continuously trying to hold me at gunpoint.
It's happening. I mean,
Yeah, Max should probably put up the.
I don't know how
like,
Paz is doing it, but I am clearly a Pikachu with a firearm.
Let's
You
go
gotta
with
show
Kaz
people the
next.
podcast.
My gun is
Max.
under the PFP. Don't worry about it. Like right to the side of it. Intro time.
I think it's Paz intro time.
Oh, hi, I'm Paz. I'm the local, basically, ghost TXT file editor that has not made a hack by myself, but will eventually, I hope.
You've made a lot of hacks with other people, though.
You also
true.
do a
House of
great
Horrors coming
pirate
this
accent.
March or whenever that was. That was March, right?
Yeah, this spring.
This spring.
You also make an amazing pirate, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Who's next? Is it Minachi?
Yeah, I
think
guess
it's
that would be
Archie.
me. Well, minute 2, I made one hack. I'm currently making a second one. I don't really know what else to say other than I am currently a Pikachu that's holding random people at gunpoint in the call.
Shoot, Adex, please. Like he's my friend.
No, hamsters are not allowed.
True.
Okay. I guess it's my turn. Hello, I am Parker Ryland. I am the self-proclaimed Skemple VTuber who streams basically every Skemple hack that I enjoy. I am the creator of Explorers of Deceit, and I am very stupid. Up next is
You're next.
Tweet out tomorrow.
Hi, I am. Minachu, that's not your turn yet. That's very mean of you. How could
Yeah, I know.
you don't have the
Okay.
talking stick.
I will steal it. It is mine now.
you? No, I have the talking stick. Okay, my name is Sek. I made all of the graphics for the Hack of the Year's award. It was really fun and really tiring. I may make my own hack, but I don't feel like it. Maybe at the very end of 2023, because I'm going to college, and college is extremely maybe fun. I don't know. Whatever your guys' opinion is on college, go bestie, slay.
College? More like pain and agony.
It's
That's
okay.
so true.
True!
I'll go next now. Hi, my name is Smiggle. I'm making Infinite Labyrinth, and I play the tuba, and I'm British.
Nice.
Let's go.
Do you have a tuba with you right now? Play it on stream.
I do.
Do it.
I do actually.
Nope. I
No,
wanted-
Okay, Adex, you better introduce yourself now.
When I heard
Okay.
you say that you were British, I was holding in the urge to just go, ew.
no, honestly, same.
British
Adex.
people.
Yeah, it's gross. I'm sorry.
Adex,
Adex.
talk.
Hello, I'm Adex.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
the talking stick can
introduction?
speak.
It took us like 10 minutes to do introductions.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right,
job,
so hack of the year, everyone. First of all, so most of the people in this call, except for Aspic and Adex and Parker, everyone else was also part of the stream, and those 3 that joined were judges. A blend of judges, people that helped with announcing awards and all that good stuff. Last week when we did our run through, this took like 2.5 hours. So I was thinking like, oh, this is probably a 2-hour stream. And I looked down at my timer after like 8 or 9 awards, and I see we're 45 minutes in. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's efficiency.
It's the power of coordination, man.
You're too good.
Speed
We
run.
blitzed through it.
I could have sped it up even more if we skipped those nomination videos. I went straight to the-
God.
Probably,
Yeah,
we
we should've
probably
done
would have
the
sped
whole-
up if you didn't accidentally reveal the winner.
Oh.
No, he was just trying to pronounce Sidorka's name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The
This-
winner.
No, this is true. For
Is-
everyone that's listening, Erdquia, when we did our first run through, literally everyone
Oh,
said
no.
his name a different way.
Oh, no.
So we had to, in the script file that we were all looking at before this stream, come to a consensus pronunciation and write that in next to his name every time he showed up, which was like 25 times because he won every award.
Fragment sweep.
Fragment sweep.
Fragment sweep.
Yeah, I may or may not have borrowed footage from Argonian for that.
Woke.
Sue
Plagiarism?
him.
Wow.
Sue him, Argonian.
Zach?
Do it.
Death.
To be fair, I had to borrow footage from Argonian and PMD Gang, and I asked them both because I'm a nice person. I'm a cool person.
Self-proclaimed.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I had to go. For every single trailer, I had to choose like a very specific clip, and I had to like go back and forth with every single one. And since I have 3 clips for every single for every nominee, and then one clip for every winner, times 2 because I have 2 different clips playing, that's like 39 times 2. That number, and then plus another 13.
Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, you did an amazing job.
91.
And
For real.
Holy
So
shit!
you did-
Sorry, actually,
you did
no.
good.
Add another 13 because the winners also have 2 different clips.
Yeah, true.
104.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And then I kind of just like resorted to putting fragments, like that one boulder running scene. I just resorted to putting that for every single fragment.
Like several
Yeah,
times.
I mean,
there's not-
dude, I don't
there's
blame
not
you.
much I can put for that.
Just constantly
Zach,
watching Plus
why?
run for their life.
No, Sec, you included a clip of Argonian getting soft locked at the very end of the game. Why did you do
Amazing.
that? I'm mad.
I don't even know what he's talking about, but like whatever.
He got soft locked, and you included that clip.
That's amazing.
That's
an Easter egg for the real fans.
All right. The worst of yourselves is gonna be shown on live broadcast for like thousands of people to watch.
Oh, true. I feel that.
Getting soft lock. Skill
Soft
issue.
locks? Can relate.
Yeah. Right. Do we have a topic in particular for us to go through on this?
No, not
this-
really. I just want to.
No, really?
I just want to like.
Cool is PMD retold. 0 awards.
Right.
Won
I
that.
gave
I-
Puppet
Wow.
Dog
I have a
zero
drink ready
awards.
for
We
you,
should talk
buddy.
about that.
Machinima
cool, it's
and
getting a bit
Crime.
too
I'm gonna
salty,
get
isn't
you a nice drink. Us together.
Yes.
Drown the sorrows away.
I mean, I'll be honest, Yakko, your campaign actually did pretty well.
Yeah, it did. We
Yeah, but
yes, Sek and I both had access to the all the fan ballots. There was a lot of retold as soon as you sent that out. A lot of
Was
retold.
Max talking in front of a
Amazing.
fan for anybody else, or is that just my
It
end?
was a bit.
No,
He
it
turned
was a
into
bit.
robots.
Yeah, honestly, you were at least like
Yeah.
5 votes away, like 5 to 4 votes away from beating out Explorers of the Spirit for audience.
Whoa.
But then people actually started voting again.
but then
Now, what
people
is that
actually
supposed to
voted.
mean, Sek?
Are you implying his fan base aren't people?
Yeah, exactly.
No, because people like started
Oh, no.
started like voting
No, because
outside
people...
of the influence of Yakko.
Mm,
Are you accusing me of sending bots to vote on the Hack of the Year form?
I mean,
Maybe
if you
not
count
bots.
humans as bots, which is obviously not the case, then yes. Otherwise, no.
You know, Sek, that's a very big accusation for someone with the Porygon Z profile pic.
Or shut the fuck up! I said no.
He's got a bow tie, so he's not a robot.
Yeah, see, I'm quite human.
Classy.
Okay, let's take him apart and see.
How often do people say I'm quite human? Not very often, I think.
I mean, I am quite human, as you can
He
see.
said it.
I have
could
flesh
be
and
more
everything.
human.
Do you? Do we have proof?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're a video game character that doesn't even exist. Okay.
Do we have a pie chart of exactly how human you are to not human?
Just on the chat.
Half of you are
Give him a
video game
captcha.
characters that don't
Give him a
exist.
captcha. Give him a
That
captcha.
means you're a bot.
N45 in chat says, give him a captcha.
Tactics in chat right
Oh,
now
I can do a
says.
captcha. Wait, I can do a captcha. Wait, can I stream it? Can I
Hey,
stream a captcha?
Answer this.
Tactics in chat right now
Set the
says.
chats.
I'm disappointed. Rainbow Heritage clipped into tutorial 40F. I'm just now realizing that we didn't do
Like
the
all
Well
people that
Systems
got
Inc.
into war
bit.
today.
What was that, Max?
You had a bit.
I just realized that we didn't do the Well Systems bit that we were talking about in the Tactics
No.
episode. Whatever. Too late.
Oh, rip.
Well, What do we think about? Here's the topic. What do we think now that everyone saw the award distributions? Because we didn't even get to see those last week because those weren't finished yet. What do we think about the fan voting and how much sway do we had? Do we think that it was like, did that feel like a lot or not a lot, or what is our impression?
I forgot which one it was, but the fan voting that came in clutch for that one hack, that genuinely had me like flabbergasted.
Yeah, it was like
wow.
I think it was
like
Fragments.
the Future of Hope one, right?
Was it? Maybe.
I know the Future of Hope got like huge views from fans.
Yeah, I think the audience definitely had enough sway in it because at least it was like more than half the hacks. Like there was a huge disparity between first place and third place for audience voting.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good mix.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I have my AirPods out. Sorry. Okay.
Oh no, he has AirPods in. He can't hear us.
Oh, no,
yeah, Noivern's right.
His AirPod battery died.
That was best gameplay. That's right, where Fragments like came from the top rope with the fan vote.
Yeah, that was insane.
Let's go, Fragments.
And I got deafened for like 10 seconds. Nice.
Honestly, like this was a huge like Fragments and Spirit Sleep, but also I think it's also impressive that some of these other hacks got nominated because we had a lot of good competition this year.
Yeah.
For real though, yeah. It was really hard for me specifically going through all the options. Like
Yeah.
And also like
This is
I've
the
seen the
first
hacks
year
that have
we did
come
this.
out recently, and if we have a hack of the year 2023, then it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I think so too.
We do more work.
I will say one
On the
thing
topic of-
about talking like about picking like nominations and all that as a judge. One of the things that like was hitting me the most was anytime I wanted to look back on something related to spirits, like I forgot something like, how was this boss fight and all that stuff. I looked back at my VODs on my channel, and a part of me feels like I was insanely biased because of how much emotional I was when I first played spirits before I was this big into the community. So
That is so true. And I actually started playing some of the hacks when I was like doing all the footage collecting because for some of them I'm like I didn't want to take Argonian's footage because it was it wasn't like the ones without a filter. So I actually started playing the hacks and they were pretty damn good.
Whoa, Sec playing hacks.
That's
What, you
crazy.
didn't believe us?
He played a hack?
I mean, like,
Whoa.
Well,
like,
hack be
after
upon
all
me.
of this, I actually do want to make a hack of my own, but I need to keep the motivation.
You opened up an
Believe in
ASM
you.
thread already. I have to go to it. I'm gonna answer.
I know that.
ASM thread?
You gotta give me a little bit of direction
Oh
for
no,
this because
Hen, you
I
beat me
cannot
to
make
it.
stuff on my own.
Yeah, also
Okay, the
Smuggle,
SkyTemple
you
helper
say
was
something,
kind of like a
right?
secondary thing, but the thing is, like, I had to go out and ask, is there some kind of like program that you need to help with this? But yeah, I'm trying to read it, but yeah, Alex, thank
Great
you.
topic about hack of the year.
I mean, I appreciate and like giving me all the threads, but I feel like I need some personal engagement with this.
Okay, so the move instruction. First off,
It's going off
We're
topic.
talking about that here.
yes.
Lord.
Have you heard about the stack?
No, can we talk about it later?
Oh,
Let's talk about the
Rejected.
let's talk about hacks in progress.
Oh, hacks in progress.
ones?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
really rooting for Whispery
They were
Wisdom to show up in
interesting.
nominees because I got to play a little bit of it. It was really cool.
Whispering
Well,
the
see, because I
Woods
was
comes-
presenting, I didn't see the point distribution, obviously, because I but how did that go? How did that go in terms of like fan voting and everything?
That was
Like, yeah.
for judges. Most of them were unknown first, Rainbow second, and then mix in whatever for third. Just off the top of my head, that was like an average ballot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was rooting for Rainbow Heritage personally, but it was really cool to see Unknown win. Also, I think kind of uphill battle some of the work in progress hacks had was not having a huge amount of content, simply because like it's hard to show off everything you can do in just like a 1 or 2 hour game.
Yeah, that was definitely I can say from my perspective, like the hack in progress category. I've said it like every episode where we talk about a hack that's not done yet on here. Like I don't really know how to judge this. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, when something's sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think the thing that's cool about the category is that everyone that did hack in progress, they can resubmit next year, right? So they can, if it's something that's going to be multiple years in development, they can go for hack in progress again, or they could resubmit as a completed hack this time and be eligible for everything. So
Yeah.
It's not the end for all the hacks in progress.
Yeah,
I'm
once
certainly
we get
gonna be-
like everything organized next year, I feel like we're gonna have a much smoother time getting everything finished.
Yeah, I think so. There will be more like specific deadlines. I think people will be told more in advance, like what's going to happen. At least that's
Yeah.
what
I
I'm
don't have
hoping
to-
will happen next time.
If
Stuff
I'm
like
on the jury again
especially
next
with
year-
looking at the votes, because when Max and I were trying to calculate all the judge voting and stuff like that, some people, I was using like a match filter to see like if they were exact matches for all the names, and people were putting stuff like fragments instead of like fragments separate to facade. So I had to correct all of that, and then we missed two. I think we missed two. Was it fragments? Like one of the hacks, they lost 2 first place votes, and we didn't calculate it because the name was spelled wrong.
I saw that. I'm like, that
Oh,
doesn't
no.
that doesn't seem right based on the ballot. So I went back and I did a polishing check, manual data entry check for all of them, and we got it sealed out. But yeah, there's a couple like process things that, because the thing is, Set came onto the project like halfway through. I was the whole time I thought that I was just going to be handling everything. So I'm like, well, I don't need to do that. I'm just going to do a manual tally anyways, because I'm weird and I don't trust that I'm not going to fuck up before. So
Cersei, a little bit weird, a little bit quirky.
Oh yeah, I remember.
How many
yeah.
votes came in? Like for the entire thing, how many votes were there?
I believe there
Fan
were
votes?
83. Yeah, 83 of them came in.
well,
That's a lot.
no, that 83 is counting the ones that were after the deadline, so 79.
Oh, 79. Okay. Wait, you had the form still up? Bro, that's so mean.
So I would love next year to help read off some of the nominees. By the way, just putting that out there. It looked like fun.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. I was shaking.
Okay,
the
I
whole
remember the dungeon that got I believe it was for best single dungeon. 2 of the judges for first place put adaptation instead of adaptation.
That might have been
And
me.
so that
I gotta
caused Oris to
check.
win.
Oops.
time. I
thought
think that
put
was
adaptation.
me.
I actually do
I actually
distinctly
was
remember
looking at
doing
my
that.
judging form, and I think I accidentally marked observation as my vote, and I can't now remember. Thankfully,
You did. You,
Oh,
observation.
whoa.
You told
Attack,
me
are you
observation.
yo.
You put me observation.
Cannot
no.
believe
Anyway,
It doesn't matter. It won.
So
It won.
Next
But yeah,
year,
next time we'll try to get everything like more organized, because it was really not organized. I had a lot of, it was half organized, I'd say, because like the other half where I actually had to manually change all the values in my documents, it was just so annoying.
next year, do you think we'll have any different categories or?
I
Yeah,
think
that's a good point to bring
I
up.
feel like it was very varied. There was a
'Cause-
lot of like cutscene and dungeon stuff like that. I feel like some of it could be like very closely interchangeable, like between single cutscene, best cutscene,
One
direction.
one that I was one that I
disagree
thought
with
was
that.
missing, and I said this very early on into the jury process. One that I really thought was missing is just like the funniest hack, because there were some hacks that I was playing through and I was having so much fun with.
The Ass
That
Cucumber Award.
that I just didn't. Feel,
Yeah, there you go.
You're just saying
Already
you want the
hacker of the
cucumber to win an
year.
award. Just say it.
I'm not.
There's-
I'm genuinely not saying any in particular because all of them had humor in them somewhere. But I just felt like that there should be a category for funniest because
I do agree for
some
that.
I mean, yeah,
otherwise
I
stuff
agree
go
with
under
that
the
because
radar.
like, if it's just gonna be the story hacks that like work off of the original one, we need a little bit more variety.
One
Because you
thing
can
I
see that
think-
like most
sorry.
of the stuff got a ton of nomination.
Yeah, there's one thing I was thinking. Perhaps a category for custom music now that S&D stream is getting used.
Yeah,
a lot.
that's true.
That would be good.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, especially when we saw that Explorers of Paint trailer, like that, especially for next year, that would be a really good category.
Yeah, that's true. They are using custom music.
Compete with some other ones.
Because Solargrass is a composer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Custom music was so good.
I agree with that.
Got eerily.
Also, do you guys want to see my awesome code?
Nuisance of locks.
Here's one that I'll bring up because
Whoa.
last week there was some feedback, let's just say, that there's not enough emphasis on gameplay-related categories. So does anyone in here have an idea for more of those?
Best custom items.
I mean, that's very
Kinda
very
niche, honestly.
specific.
I think
That is
That's
so
that's
specific.
niche.
I
I
know
think
it's
like not dungeon design. Well, kind of it. But, blah. Sorry. I don't know. It's just that like I think I'm thinking of like hacks that deal with gameplay design versus dungeon design. I'm not sure how to put it, but like the game design of it being different from EOS.
That's best gameplay design. Isn't it?
I would
Yeah.
argue that we
I
had
just think
I don't know.
maybe there's just not
I'm trying to
anything
divide
else we
it,
could
but I
add.
don't think I can.
Do you have an example in mind, K-Tith?
Dungeon
And
design.
I was just thinking of stuff like Pokewander, where the game design ideas behind it are different than normal EOS.
That's best gameplay. That's what you're describing.
That spells gameplay design.
Something like, or you could add something like best get like.
I don't think there was
I
anything.
was thinking
missing,
like
honestly.
like something related to difficulty, like difficulty design. I don't know, dude.
Oh yeah, difficulty.
Enemy
design.
design. Yeah, enemy design. That would be a good one.
Enemy
Alright.
design.
Or like just difficulty, just best balance of difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a balance
Yeah.
award, I suppose. Balancing.
Balance,
just
yeah.
I guess we could do that because
What fun
for dungeon design, balance. It seems like most judges were factoring balance into best dungeon design. But now that you say that out loud, that probably should be two separate things.
Maybe there should be like, because the hack needs to be difficult, but it can not also be like frustrating. Like that's what the best like balance of difficulty would be. That it's
But also,
still like
the-
difficult but not frustrating to the player.
Yeah, because you can have a
What if
really
the
good
intent is to be
dungeon
easy
that's
though?
frustrating as hell.
Yeah, that's a good point, AX. And Tactics in chat says best balance feels very subjective. IDK. That's kind of a
Yeah.
Aren't
the
all
point.
these subjective though?
Isn't that
Yeah,
the point
well,
of
yeah.
judging to be subjective?
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're
feel
all
like
all subjective, but like let's think about the ramifications of this, right? Like, what if all the judges happen to say the best balance thing is something that is easy? Well, then that's like directly disincentivizing all the people that are trying
Skill
to
issue.
appeal to
Yeah.
to people
Yeah,
that
like-
want
like-
something
there
difficult.
were some hacks that I personally did not enjoy playing because they were too difficult for me, and but it was really hard to separate my non-enjoyment of those hacks with being a subjective part of a jury to say, well, what is the intention of this hack? What is the intention of this game? Like,
Right.
What
it was
is the
really,
spirit?
What
it
is the
was
spirit?
Very
True.
true.
What is the spirit?
No,
I had that same issue like when I was streaming a couple of these nominees too. I think there was like one game in specific, and I'm not gonna like announce it obviously, but like it made me like have a Joker moment on stream, and like
Yeah, I
that
remember
that
that.
very much just made me like very
Oh
biased.
yeah. I saw that. I saw that
Oh, man.
unfold.
I mean, when
to-
I was
very
playing, when I was streaming Spanky and Mutuals, I think everyone could see how red my face got. I
That
got
too.
destroyed by those dungeons.
So that's what
Oh,
I was going to
so
bring up.
mad.
Piggybacking on the talk of like what is the intended difficulty. There were a couple people that voted for Spanky and Mutuals for best dungeon design because of the argument of that's what they were trying to do. So how can you say that they didn't do it right because that was what the objective was?
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, I actually do agree with that. I got mad, but that was sort of the idea. So they succeeded in that way.
It's basically just a troll.
Yeah.
I guess it
Um,
comes down to whether or not the hack maker intends for the hack to be accessible to everyone, or whether they are clearly and utterly saying, this hack is not for everyone, so if you don't like it, then this hack isn't for
Yeah.
you. And I think that's a real difference. Spanky and Mutual, that was a troll. Like that was a troll thing, right? It was fun to be trolled.
Also got to
but
see
in
Ass
a
Cucumber
frustrating
reveal.
way.
Was it?
But there,
I mean,
but,
I
you know,
understand.
Yeah,
say, like, yeah.
maybe they could submit their hack in particular to be like, I want this one to be included in the best balance category. Like
maybe best balance
Still
could
would
be
define
just
things.
maybe best balance
Okay,
could just be its
actually,
own
yes,
thing.
Max, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
So, do they like for every category? Do you specifically like for each hack? Do you specifically say which part, or like for best actually wait, like best
Nah,
single
you-
dungeon? Do you like submit one dungeon?
Yeah, you submit one
Up to
dungeon.
2.
Up
Yeah.
to
Okay,
you.
you can submit. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how 2 characters for spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was
forgot.
I wasn't really like sure that was because I know a lot of people were kind of upset by that.
About what?
About best character having 2 people.
No, that was
in
just
it.
Yakko. Only Yakko was upset with that.
Yeah, that was only me because Mitchell came fourth.
I think I have a.
No,
About
it wasn't just Yakko. I think it was just a couple other people. Like I know it was a small thing, but yeah, that's
The retold
that's all I
fan
really
base.
have to say.
I do have.
I did not disclose that to my retold fan base. I only
Or
said it in the
did you?
SkyTemple server.
You know.
Oh, now they'll
before-
know. They'll know
Yakko
the
the
truth.
gatekeeper.
Now everyone knows. You've leaked it.
Oh no, they're
I
coming
think
for the
for the
Explorers of the
two
Spirit.
nominees, maybe there could be like a failsafe that the. I don't know. I just feel like the possibility of nominees that are put twice for the same person can get up to the podium. Maybe there should be some kind of failsafe where only the highest ranking one can get up there.
That was a
Yeah,
tie.
I sort of agree with Kate.
That was a
It's
tie
little
from the
weird.
judge vote in that case, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, it was a tie. I didn't know that.
In that case, flip a coin, I guess.
I guess if it's a tie, we could do another one of those judge revotes. Just very quickly on those two. I
So,
suppose.
okay,
Right.
so
Yeah, I was really concerned about it, like all the math really not adding up because I know I was doing a lot of that.
You gross math.
yeah, so let me just talk through my process on that, right? So the reason why more than one could be submitted is because, frankly, not going to mince words here. Some people I thought were going to submit the wrong thing, right? Like if you submit one dungeon and it's the bad one that no one's going to vote for, but if you picked your second choice, you definitely would have won. Like I don't think anyone thinks that feels good. You know what I mean? So
I think it's kind of like a. I think only nominating one would be best because, like, with this, you want to put your best foot forward, and if you don't choose to not put your best foot forward, then that's on you. To be honest.
So you mean that if they are good judges of their own work, they should be able to put the what is the best dungeon for us?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And if they're unsure, they could kind of like look at fan feedback and decide from there.
Fair enough.
we'll definitely revisit that because I imagine a lot of people have different opinions on that. But I will keep that in mind for sure. I didn't realize people were going to get mad at Spirit having 2, but I should have figured.
Yeah. Don't talk about more.
It just seems I guess out of place or odd. As other synonyms.
I think it was the only hack that had 2 nominations
Yeah, it was
per
the only one.
category.
Yeah,
right?
it was the only one that had 2 in the top 3.
Yeah, it made it feel a bit odd. You're right.
To be fair, what are you gonna say? Like, what are the chances of Explorers of the Spirit I mean, like if you said best cutscene direction, is Explorers of the Spirit going to show up twice? No, of course not. There's only like 2 or 3 hacks that can really allow that to happen. But I'm assuming it might be higher if we allow for different small parts of hacks for like those kind of categories. If we have more of those, it's more likely to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I
because
mean?
we have best single cutscene. and
Yeah, there was
stuff. We could
4.
have-
Best single cutscene, best dungeon, best character.
Yeah, there were a fair bit of
what was the
cutscenes.
other
Yeah,
one?
considering there's 1 and 4,
Boss
that is
fight.
still pretty
Yeah, boss fight.
pretty high percentage.
Oh, but one thing I found really funny though were some of the trailers. The creators put a lot of work in those things, and I just loved most of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
they were
those
great.
were fucking badass. I was really impressed when I was watching all of them.
At-
Mhm.
Down
Ass
bouncing and stuff.
Cucumber made me spit my lemonade.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Cucumber is
Yeah.
going to be the reason we
Serious.
get demonetized. He just comes in with a real gun and says, like, oh yeah, let me just build that.
Nacho, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
speak. You've got a gun.
For real. But still, it was a funny one.
Yeah, actually, I was running a club and I was on my computer like doing the graphic stuff. And then one of my friends, he was like right next to me. He was on his Steam Deck playing Explorers of the Spirit. And he had no idea I was actually working on the graphics for the award show.
Oh, nice.
I loved how everyone just went you into voice in the chat after the trailer. I loved that.
I'm gonna have to
Univoice.
rewatch chat. I couldn't even have it open because I had fucking 15 tabs open.
It's just me gushing about
I
fragments.
quite liked how quite a few people have compared my trailer to Kingdom Hearts.
See, that's why I said that shit was Kino, bro. That gets a Kino
Darkness,
silver
light,
people.
light, darkness.
Cool.
I don't even play Kingdom Hearts. I'm just going like I just wanted to make a trailer that had like a massive set piece to just get people, because I know my audience. My audience is a very different audience to the SkyTemple audience. They love this fan fiction stuff. So, I got to I got to draw them in.
True. That's.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
Yakko is like on the border of making a fan fiction, but also it's not because all his original characters, like in quotes, they're very heavily inspired off of official material.
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
it's sort of a fan fiction.
Plagiarism.
Kind of.
I would call it a
Plagiarism?
semi fan fiction because, honestly, like I
Oh,
wouldn't.
don't
It
worry.
was specifically like
Dark Rise Revenge is going to be way more fan fictiony than retold. Like,
Let's go.
Fan
He's stepping
fiction,
into
derogatory.
friends.
We'll just argue that all RAM hacks
stepping
are
on the
fan
new
fiction.
ground.
That is
Newgrounds?
true.
That's facts,
Who said that?
8x.
In the
That's-
chat, End45 makes a good point. Maybe for next stream, we have some just transition between the trailers because it was hard to tell when one was ending
would
and
be
the next
good.
one was beginning.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that also comes down to like the OBS setup of that game, Max. It was intended so that he doesn't have to go into studio mode and then edit a bunch of stuff in between. But if I could think of a more cohesive layout, then I think that would be much more possible. Because also
What
I didn't
about,
want to overuse the stinger that I made.
What about that Nintendo Direct thing that I saw in
Oh,
the
right.
past? That would be good.
What again?
Yeah,
There's
so
like
so
that-
we
yeah.
tried that at first, but what it ended up being, think about how those transition immediately. So it's like you have the stinger, something plays for like 10 seconds, stinger again, and the winner is play the stinger again, a 10-second video, play the stinger again, go back, congratulations. So you have the
Yeah,
same
we had to be
transition
careful.
playing
That
like
is
4
true.
times in 20 seconds. So that's why we changed it. Because that looks
Yeah, because
weird.
I ran a tournament. It went for like 7 hours, and the transitions didn't feel well. They were like 10 seconds long, but it didn't feel too fast because we were taking tons of breaks in between each segment. So yeah, I think we need to use our stingers more sparingly when it comes to award shows because those things are more fast paced than like 7-hour tournaments.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's why, like, a very short transition would be good because it shows the name and then goes. Now, one thing I noticed in the chat, though, was the idea of something like, what's it called? Best mystery dungeon gameplay that's, like, more specifically for gameplay hacks. It was recommended in the Discord server. What do y'all think about that?
It sounds like
I
they
actually
just
kinda
don't
like
think
that idea.
Fragments is a
Gotta be-
real hack. That's what I hear from that. It sounds like they're mad that Fragments won. I'm gonna be honest.
Essentially.
That was Nicola, Max.
What?
That was Nicola who said that.
I think we
Nicola,
gotta
if you're
really think about
listening,
the next year's
I think
awards,
you're
though,
mad.
because it's super niche.
No, Nicola.
Oh,
no.
God damn.
Mold, seethe, cope.
Fight.
Wow.
I mean, we could though,
Just being
because that
technical.
goes back to the idea of like needing more gameplay categories. So I guess that's something that could happen.
It's hard though because and this is just a general community like comment, right? This isn't Hack of the Year specific. like when we only have we only have 3 pure gameplay hacks made in this community. Like if you look at like say mainline hacking, right, that has hundreds, right? With PMD, there are only 3 main gameplay hacks. There's Heaven and Hell, Alpha, and Skies, right? It's
Where's
kind of
Pokewander?
hard to.
Don't forget
Oh, yeah,
Azure
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Sky.
Pokemon. And Azure
Wait,
Sky.
and
Yeah.
Azure Sky. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Apologies to those 2 hacks for forgetting. So
Damn
you know,
it, damn
the
Yakko.
pool in which to sort of determine a gameplay hack, like it's the rest are more story based, and so like change things up in different ways. So that's why I feel like it is kind of. I think a general category. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I
If we were to
guess
do
if we
that
had
category this year, what would even be eligible? Like those 5 that we mentioned, and Azure Sky was hack in progress, so take that out, and Pokewanderer. And
So it's just a 3.
Skies and Hell
Submit,
didn't
but I
even
mean-
submit. So
Mm.
I think we like literally don't have enough to do something like that. We
Maybe
could have
next year.
maybe next year if more people make them. Something that just came to mind is maybe like best quality of life. I don't know how you would constitute that. One that I was thinking of adding really early in the process was like best like polishing, but I thought that that kind of bleeds into like technically impressive because you're getting rid of bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I sort of think about it this way. If we're thinking about this in fanfiction terms, there are only so many ways you can spruce up a gameplay of a base game like Skies or Alpha, but there are infinite number of ways you can tell stories. And I think that's a bit of a tricky dichotomy to figure out in an award like that.
That is very true, Paz.
And another thing is, we're still sort of in an infancy in this whole SkyTemple and game development stuff with PMD. So unlike the mainline community, which has been around since, correct me if I'm wrong, like 2007, I think even older than that, but the one thing that we don't really have yet, we still haven't like fully reverse engineered the game. There's still a lot of stuff that could be improved on when you're actually adding to the core mystery dungeon concept.
Yeah.
The game
Also,
also
Mystery Dungeon
different.
isn't fire red, leaf green.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
saying,
think
like
that's
fire
what
red,
others
leaf
use
green.
it.
That's like the central hub of ROM hacking for that community.
Yeah, that's a
Tactics
fully
in
solved
chat.
game.
Tactics in chat just said best polishing could apply to cutscenes as well. Kind of true. You know, to me it seems like a blend of like that ground is being covered by direction for cutscenes right now,
Yeah.
I would say, and technically impressive for gameplay purposes. But I don't know, maybe that should be its own thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess from my perspective, I think of that when like I'm sure everyone who's made a hack in here has had this experience of like spending way too fucking long squashing all these bugs to the point where you play someone else's hack and you don't run into any bugs and you're like, damn, I know they spent a lot of time making sure that this didn't go wrong.
Oh my god.
Well, it's not even just bugs, just any like mistakes.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah,
but also
was-
like there's the question of like what about hacks that are complex to the point where getting bugs out is even more difficult than a different hack.
We have a Noivern comment in the chats.
Wyvern.
Noivern.
What about dipping little side hacks, having best sprite, portrait, ASM, etc.?
Kuya
That's all.
wins.
Oh, you're saying, okay, I was going to say that's best graphic design, but you're talking about literally what is the best sprite that was made.
I mean, sprites and portraits are kind of outside the scope of SkyTemple. I think it's just related to PMD collab. But if you're talking about
Yeah,
like
and
custom
art.
sprites specifically for that game, I'm not really sure about it. Because I don't
Yeah,
think that many people are going to make hacks like that.
I think
the
that
sprite
falls into
reposit-
best custom graphics.
Yeah, the sprite repository and not sprite repository, like they aren't really fully connected to SkyTemple, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, technically
They're
they are
also
if
using
you count the
PMD,
fact that you can like directly download them from SkyTemple, but other than that, no, they're not really like the same thing.
Yeah, they're a wider part of the PMD community, in my opinion.
Well,
But see,
here's the thing, like the same thing as with the gameplay. I do want to say there are people who have said to myself and Yakko stuff along the lines of, why don't you have spriters on the podcast, or like why don't we talk about that side of it more when the people are making the stuff. The answer, by the way, for anyone who's wondering why we haven't had like spiders do an interview is because Yakko and I don't know jack shit about that. So what questions are we gonna ask in an interview? Be a fucking god awful interview.
Even though I haven't made a hack yet, but you should totally interview me. That'd be cool.
Have you seen me draw? If you've seen me draw, right, I have not progressed from a kindergarten stick figures for since kindergarten. So I wouldn't know what questions to even ask to get meaningful insight. That's the real problem. It's not that we don't want you guys on. We want you on. It's just that we have no idea what questions to ask because we're not spriters. So the questions that almost have to come from you.
Right.
Yeah, people like me and Baroness could probably be good if you wanted someone who does sprites and does hacks, so you at least wouldn't be totally lost.
Vouch.
Yeah, you guys did kick already.
I honestly think we need more tutorials for SkyTemple. Unpopular opinions.
I mean, no, that's a popular one. It would be amazing with more tutorials.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm totally wrong, and I apologize for my assassination of character.
We need a script. We need a script location document for the special episodes.
Yeah, I really wanted to make a SkyTemple tutorial video, but I would need like a lot of help with that, and also I don't have any motivation to make it because I'm me. I haven't made a hack yet.
Just looking at the chat for a moment, what did Okami mean by "I'd love to see a lore-friendly category"? I don't.
Something like a best world building or like
PMD.
That's a really. I'm not a fan of that one.
Best trailer category. Okay, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's like a side one.
I mean, like it's a good idea though.
Well, first of all, we didn't even have the trailers until 2 weeks before?
Like a week before.
Yeah, 2 weeks before the stream. 1 week
I remember
before
my first award show that I tuned into. I was one of the nominees for a category that no one voted for yet, so there was just a poll. And instead of putting my username out there, they misspelled it, and I won by like 30%. That was kind of scuffed. Don't always prepare your nominations. No, it wasn't. No.
Oh, you don't want to answer.
It was on my YouTube name, 25pi25, and they spelled it 25po25.
I mean, yeah, okay, your name's confusing that way. You have numbers.
And now one of the top 10 players in Tetris, he keeps calling me 25po25, and that was a year ago.
You are now permanently 25po25.
Yo,
Yeah,
that was Panda from Kung Fu Panda.
So I mean, like a best trailer category, you
Shared
have
brain
to
cell.
force people to watch every single trailer that was nominated. And I feel like that would be something that's fuck you. Oh my god.
He changed it back already. You gotta change his name back.
No. Don't
And
do
you
that.
say that, but have you checked the mega thread recently?
I should check the
ASM thread.
There's like 3 different ASM threads at this point, I think.
that was
There's
another
gonna be
thing
a fourth
that
one soon.
At least like
Yeah,
4,
we're gonna make a fourth one just for funsies.
ASM's another
Also-
thing that Neuvern mentioned, by the way, of along with the best sprite, best portrait possibly being a thing. I've been thinking about that in my head, but it's
because I've already had a bit of programming experience. I've done JavaScript and that stuff, but I've also done a bunch of After Effects. Yeah, with the measuring thing, like the 3 bars, during the reveal of the winner, that took like a full 30 lines for me to write down code so I could actually do that. And then I have 24 different settings for all the judges and which ones are exempt from voting for a certain nominee.
I think best ASM is
tactics.
kind of-
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Because let's do a roll call right now. Who in this call knows jack shit about that?
Nope.
I know enough to have an important crash in a game.
I don't even know what it stands
I
for.
was gonna do a very first I was gonna tinker with it, but then Adex said that he'd do it for me.
Yeah, pretty much. I can do it.
Touch ASM in anything that I've done.
What is it? What does it stand for? I don't know what it stands for.
It's assembly language.
It stands for.
Cool. That shows how much I know.
It stands for "ask so much." Yeah.
No, it
I
stands
do not
for
get a
A,
single thing that ASM
eternal
stands for, other
suffering.
than the fact that you can use numbers and then you can flip the numbers and then they exist.
Should also mention
Yeah.
on the topic of us being ignorant on certain things, so it probably doesn't make sense to judge it. Becoming a judge was open to everyone. Literally anyone who filled out that form. The only criteria is that you play every hack within the time frame, which was like 10 weeks or 11 weeks, whatever it was.
Mhm.
That's it. And we end up with 11 people. So I mean, we probably don't want to dilute that anymore if we say we're starting with 11, right? Best case scenario. Then we say, well, also you need to know how to judge ASM. Also, you need to know how to judge certain sprites. Also, blah, 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 blah. I mean, or is that what we want? Do we want just like 3 people to be on a panel? Because the less people you have, the more variance there's going to be in terms of like you could have some more oddball picks that are less of a consensus or whatever. But maybe we think that is better.
Hire more judges.
I mean, I'm probably biased because I don't want to be kicked out as a judge, but
I think you can just have
I
separate
think-
panels. But how are they going to judge it if they're not like if they're not playing through every hack though? Is what I'm saying.
You can hire more judges and then have them go for specific hacks. And yeah, just generally like 11 judges might not be enough, but if you can spread that out way more and you can keep track of what everyone's voting for, then I think you could be able to like spare people from playing all the hacks.
But how is anyone going to judge any of the categories if they haven't played all of them? That doesn't seem very fair.
Problem.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, okay, never mind. I'm bad at thinking.
Yeah, that's why I didn't vote in the community vote. Didn't play half the hacks on there, so I was like, yeah, I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna
vote
abstain
for
Or
from
this.
maybe you can
few.
like spare people from like having to play both all the hacks that are nominated for like the other categories and then hack in progress.
I think there'd be too few judges in each category. Because if, for instance, if we had like a small panel for story, a story is really subjective. So if there's only 3 or 4 people in that
Right.
section, it would be ridiculously like divided. And
See, the
there
second I
would be
don't
no
say something
good
about a hot take,
consensus
it's
from
immediately
that.
a hot take.
Noivern's saying if I want to judge graphics ASM and I don't want to do hacks, then what's the problem? Because the graphics in ASM are inside the hack. Or am I misunderstanding what he's saying? Noivern, please tell me if I'm playing telephone right now. I don't know how can you judge it if you're not playing the hack that stuff is in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Only excuse is if
He says
it's
yes. That
recorded.
clears
Okay.
So
everything up.
yeah.
I'm gonna get off for now.
All right.
Bye,
See you
Zach.
guys.
See you, Zach.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
See,
8x,
Bye.
teach me ASM now. Teach me everything.
Okay, go in the thread. I'll be waiting.
He is gone.
All right, let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
crap
sure.
about him anyway. So anyway, I'm kidding.
Zach was the lifeblood of this chat, and now
Zach,
It's
come
true.
back.
I know,
We need
we're-
you.
It's true. He really was.
I'm desperately trying to think of something new.
I got
More like
Someone
judging
mentions-
what is submitted to SpriteBot on the SkyTemple server for graphics. Okay, that totally changes
Best
what I'm
artist
thinking.
category.
Again, that just depends on how many people would want to do that, because there's, this is just a fact of every community that I've ever been in. There's a lot of people who will talk shit and say they're going to do something, and then when it comes time to do it, they don't sign up. So if there are people that would want to do it, that could totally work. But we will have to look back at it and see if there's enough people who would specifically just want to do that.
I just saw
Also,
your. Oh, sorry, you could go.
Okay. Also, like for sprites, it's kind of weird because, like, as someone who is like an active portrait and overworld spriter, I can count the number of people who are actively submitting new sprites on one hand. So,
Okay.
and also like that stuff is tedious as hell. Like portraits are okay, but sprites are super tedious. So that it's kind of, I don't know. It's just a really kind of strangely complex thing that's kind of hard to judge.
can agree based on the sprites I've worked on as well.
So you're saying that if this goes back to like the best QOL hack thing where we would have like Alpha would have won that by default if we were to have that this year. So if we did like best sprite work, there would be just like 3 nominees by default, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 nominees. Like, yeah, probably 3 nominees because like there's the big ones that come to mind are Baroness, Emma, and Kecleon. There's also Jai Fane, so there might be 4, but yeah.
I am definitely an artist. I've submitted a single portrait.
Nice.
I have a pencil. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah. Hack of the year 2023. Here we come.
I actually have made my own custom sprite. Actually, I actually managed to like. I managed to do. I have done sprite work, but I haven't actually modified a sprite. I've just, you know, the phase-in effect for Cresselia when they come into the player character's dream. I managed to replace them with Darkrai. I felt like I was Pablo Picasso.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything sprite related, man. Like I always end up going back to Kate because Kate is goated.
Juan,
that I'm gonna get
Juan
the
in
rest of
chat.
8 sprites done soon.
Juan in chat said, "What do you think if best character was split up into 2 categories, villain and hero?"
I'm not against that, actually.
I'm not a fan of
Well,
that, honestly.
I think it's complicated because Peter makes some good points saying, stuff's complicated. Who's a villain? Who's a hero? That's complicated as well.
Like,
But also,
and
I
then
think
there's also cases where there's like Finny from the Finny accidentally causes the end of the world, who, depending on your choices, could be a villain or a hero.
Hey, my hack. That was a fun hack to make, though.
I think it would have to be up to the person that submits it. Like they could be like, "Hey, I would like to submit X as hero and X as villain."
You could also do like
you can also
protagonist
have,
and
like-
antagonist.
Yeah, and then you've also got anti-heroes. Like what about, say, Explorers of the Spirit's main character, for instance, right? Like, he is quote unquote the hero because he is the protagonist, but early game, right? He is not a hero. He is an anti-hero. Correct me if I'm wrong, Max. I could be completely wrong.
No,
but
definitely.
he's not a hero.
Some would say a dick.
Tactic says,
Okami also says. Okay.
You go first.
Okay. Okami says best side character as well, and I would also if we did do hero versus villain, we would have to do a side character as well.
Yeah,
My
Noivern
favorite
follows up
character-
with best supporting actor. I love that.
I mean, yeah.
Because-
I would love to submit Oswald for best side character.
My favorite character from Skies is Corfish, and like he wouldn't fit into any category because he's just a chump who lives in the guild with you.
Hey!
So there would
Maybe
need to be a best side
background
character
character
if we I guess background, would be most applicable.
Yeah, background NPC.
I fucking love Corfish.
Hey.
I'm glad that you
vehemently hate him.
Exactly the same thing as everyone else says, just so I can beat you over the head with a stick with it. He's like, I actually do think, a lot of people complain that Corfish doesn't have character, but I do disagree, right? Corfish's role in the Vanilla Sky is to ask the dumbest, stupidest questions so that 7-year-olds playing the game actually get a chance to absorb the information just in case they didn't get it the first time.
That's the partner character.
I like him.
That's both
I
of them.
understand where you're coming from, Yakko. What's Krogunk's excuse?
Yeah.
I actually think that Krogunk was thrown in last minute.
Yeah, he definitely was.
I think he was thrown in last minute, and I'll tell you why. Because there is a scene. I've told people this before, but there is a scene. If you look in SkyTemple, right, the scene where the guild, where Dust Noir is about to make his speech. About him coming from the future, but it's the sort of the part where the guild first turn up and Magnazone's there, like sort of just corralling the crowd. If you actually open that map, that scene in SkyTemple, you will see in the bottom right-hand corner, even like almost off the limits of the map, like near the Marowak Dojo, there's a Krogunk sprite. They tried to put him in there and failed, and then just left him there. So I think he
Ooh.
was a last-minute addition.
Speaking of leftover things, have you all seen the Bidoofs in... I'm trying to remember what that dungeon was. It's the third dungeon in the game. The one where you arrest Drowsy.
Mount Bristle?
Yeah. Yeah, Mount Bristle. So when you finish that thing and you actually arrest him and like you're leaving it, there are, for some reason, in a different sector, a bunch of Bidoofs there. Or there's a
That's
Bidoof
because
and,
it's like
two
it's like
Pepperells.
the special episode 1. It's just unlocked.
Yeah, it's the special episode banner thing that like you unlocked special episode 1. It plays
Oh.
it
So
after
then
that.
the background
Wow.
changes. The background changes in one scene. It's actually not 3 separate scenes. It's actually like they just change. They just do backset ground.
Ah,
It's
that
a
makes
rare-
sense.
It's
I thought it was
it's
an image.
a rare moment for
cameras and stuff.
Toonsoft to do that.
Yeah, it confused me too when I was working on DC. I was like, why the fuck are there 4 Bidoofs here?
Yeah, I
I-
deleted that entire scene, so that's why I got a bit confused when I saw them.
I know this is we're so off topic at this point, but just on the topic of Krogunk for a second, he not only does he not speak in cutscenes, but because he is part of like a shop, you can't speak to him outside of cutscenes either, unless you're just doing the dialogue just before his shop begins. So he barely gets anything, and I think it's a huge shame because I love Krogunk. He's cool.
Juan, a
Cool Fish is still
couple
better.
minutes ago in the chat, said best villain's already in best boss fight if you think about it. And from that, I started to think when everyone was voting for some of the categories like best boss fight and stuff like that, for example. How much was everyone that was voting? How much did you weigh the gameplay there, just the raw gameplay alone, versus the presentation / the context leading up to it?
For me, it was a
I went
50-50.
mostly gameplay.
Okay.
I would
Oh,
say
cool.
Set piece. It was sort of it was like I actually did decide to submit my own nominations for best boss fight, even though it was a non-playable thing, because I thought it's about like a boss fight is more than just the fight itself. It's the culmination of everything, right? Like there is a just in gaming, right? When you think of your greatest boss fights, right? It's usually either like ones that come up by surprise, but then you manage to overcome it or something, or it's like a big end culmination. Like getting a boss fight right is very, very, very. I think it's very interesting. I'm trying to think of an example outside of PMD hacking that I can think of that would count as a good boss fight. But the problem is I've just come from Xenoblade 3, and my favorite set piece. My favorite set piece, actually, it reminds me a lot of Spirit in that it's like, technically speaking, it's like a 6-stage boss fight, but told over like an hour and a half of cutscenes. Like,
That sounds like a JRPG endgame.
I know the
to
one
me.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
boss
like,
fight
it's
cutscene.
On the
So
topic
yeah,
of
it's not just about. I think a boss fight is more than just the fight itself. It's a sum of of its parts, including the story circumstance leading up to it. Because I do find, and what I liked about Spirit compared to a lot of video games that I played is that the end boss fight scene did feel satisfying. A lot of the time, end boss fights kind of feel like the writing kind of peaked at the end of the second act, and now it's like, okay, just go beat them up and save the world. Whereas this one actually felt like it still had purpose and it still had meaning and everything. So yeah,
Spirit to it.
I thought I'd jump in there because I do have to go as well myself. But and I guess this is the last podcast for quite some time. End of season 1, I
Yeah.
suppose. Yeah, so thank you everyone for those that have been listening or are listening later on. It has been a really fun time, and I've really got to learn so much more about this community, which is why I signed up to do this in the first place, to co-host the podcast with Max. So
Facts.
now I've got to make my own hack, Dark Rise Revenge, as I keep saying, hack of the year. 2023, fingers
2023.
crossed if I can actually get it out in time. I hope you all
Oh, yeah,
enjoyed
man.
the trailer too. And yeah,
Definitely.
thank you so much, and I'll leave you in the comfortable hands of Max.
Alrighty,
Larry
yeah.
Echo.
Have a good
Bye, Echo.
Thank you for being the
Yeah.
host for 16
Bye.
episodes. Holy shit. I just looked at the thumbnail.
Nice.
16
Amazing.
episodes.
Yeah.
See ya.
Longer than
Later.
the podcast I had.
Tactics says, I'd be interested in a best story gameplay integration category. I feel like this could be explored a lot more. I agree. That's to me, that
Fragment
shit's
Suite.
always peak. So I would like for that to be a
Yeah.
category. That did,
Yeah.
like the way it was written, that was factored into boss fight, like we're talking about. Also into dungeon, which some people, again, I'm being vague. Some people were saying that best dungeon, for example, should literally only be how does the dungeon play and not factor gameplay story integration at all. So I don't
disagree with
know. Maybe we could separate it and have gameplay story integration be its own thing.
What-
I don't know.
Well,
It's very complicated because if it's the same with the boss fight. If the story going into a dungeon or a boss fight is really really good, but then you get into the into the dungeon or the boss fight, and every enemy has 1 HP and dies immediately, even if the story is incredible, it'll still suck. You get in and it's just too easy or too ridiculously difficult, and it'll ruin the experience for you. So I think it is sort of 50-50 in my opinion. Obviously, that's I'm exaggerating. No one's going to put their boss and have 1 HP.
I mean,
but
yeah, it's like it's kind of the same thing that I thought of when in the Samdu hack, where like the you go through the dungeon and like using like the idea of like a boss fight instead of a dungeon. Like the story could be very funny and stuff, but then you go into the one-off joke where Bully Yakko happens, and then you just lose all your reviver seeds because of the
That was-
joke, and that
hurt
could
me.
ruin the moment.
Yeah, I think gameplay story integration, I think is separate from dungeon and boss design, simply because I feel like there's some situations such as the Arts Cave from Phantasme,
Right.
Mm.
because I feel like with gameplay story integration, it shines the most when it plays with the gameplay or boss fight, not the boss fight or dungeon itself. Because,
Explain what you mean by
It's kind of
that.
weird because it's like there's a lot of overlap, but there's some things that only gameplay story integration is good at.
I don't understand. So
Like,
I don't really
let me-
understand your
let me
argument because
rephrase
Arts
it.
Cave already got nominated for best dungeon. So
Yeah, I know.
What are you trying to say then?
Like, I'm saying, like, dungeon design, I feel like it does relate to story a bit, but I think it should be more focused on the gameplay side of things, whereas, like,
Okay.
Arts Cave is kind of like Smingle's example of the 1 HP enemy that dies immediately. Like, in theory, like, a dungeon where it's just one floor, you go through each floor and everything gets messed up progressively, that on paper would be horrible, but within the gameplay story integration, it's a great thing.
Oh yeah, that dungeon in Phantasmine was amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
It was like at first I thought, oh man, is this intentional? And then I realized, yeah, it wasn't. That just like made it. Woof. That's where I caught on
I'm
to
glad
the
that
story.
I'm glad that my bug discovery actually made something good.
Yeah, that stemmed from your little bug thing you had.
Yeah,
I
sorry if
remember
it
when I
sounds a
was
bit scatterbrained. I just have a lot of thoughts about it, and it's hard to put into words.
Tactics
I would-
brings up that best dungeon and best boss fight are the ones where it's self-submitted. The whole argument we had about like should there be 2 or 1 submit, whatever. But he is saying that would be like a best cutscene direction where it's talking about the entire game instead of just one thing.
True.
I mean, yeah, there could technically be like the best final culmination of the story, but like again, yeah, I don't know too much if that would be a good one.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I like it. It's just the first place my brain goes is one, is this feasible or is this going to be like a disaster and no one's going to be able to judge it, right? And the second thing I think of is how much is this something that is already an award? And I think there was someone earlier said that like best cutscene direction, that's like the same thing as best single cutscene. So maybe we can revisit that too. I forget who said that. This is like half an hour ago at this point.
I mean, I kind of disagree with that.
Yeah.
No, I agree actually. I just feel like those two where it was basically like one cutscene and then every cutscene. But most of the times it's just they just go to the same hacks anyway.
Well, it
Yeah,
literally
I
did
like-
though.
Every hack can have that one cutscene that sticks out above every other. You know, like a hack can have an amazing story with a really good amount of cutscenes, but there will always be that one cutscene from every hack that will stick with a player no matter what. You know?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Who do we lose? Someone left.
We
Yeah,
lost
someone
Kate.
left. I don't know.
Okay.
Was it Kate?
Aw.
Kate left.
Kate.
It left.
I get Kate with E.
Okay. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but one thing though, when I mentioned best story culmination though, one thing it seems to be very similar to Hack of the Year now that I think of it, because it's like what story like finishes off the best, like what leads to the best outcome. So that kind of feels like Hack of the Year.
That's
at least like one part of it. So
I was
yeah,
gonna say
maybe
best
not.
narrative because the ending's just that's part of the script, right?
Yeah, that too.
Best narrative.
Well, yet
is a very
again,
broad category.
the story doesn't
It's not a bad
combination
thing.
doesn't mean Hack of the Year because stuff like Alpha could win Hack of the Year.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right. It would only be for like best story or something. So I was just thinking it would be somewhat similar.
Argonian, do you have any opinions? I don't think he said
Uh,
anything this whole time.
That is correct. I did not. I mean, not really something
He's been
different
vibing.
than that's already been said here. So, yeah.
Okay. I was just worried we were talking over you. I don't want to. But if you're vibing, that's cool.
It's fine.
Hell yeah.
All good. So just refresh myself. So the stuff that was brought up was one list of things to change was the maybe getting a separate committee to do best sprites, best ASM patchwork. Because it's true that those are two very like distinct parts of the community that there isn't necessarily total overlap with hacking, and it is very important to hacking. So I understand the argument there. It's just like I said before, it's the logistical end of it. Okay, well, how are we going to judge that though? So there's that to look into. There's the only self-nominating one next year instead of two because I don't know, people were mad that Breloom and Spirit main character were there. Apparently, I'm gonna have to rewatch the VOD and see what people are saying.
I will
People
say,
in the chat were upset.
I think submitting for the judges two is fine, but two things should not win for the fan vote.
Okay.
Oh, so maybe you can submit two, and they can both reach.
Yeah,
the
I think
highest
that's how
points
it
that the
works.
judges give. But if like they get blocked from the both becoming nominees at the same time.
Yes.
So like you could have had both Explorers of the Spirit characters reach that portion of it, but then only the main character would have made it in, and Mitchell would have been the third.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Justice for Mitchell.
That would work, I think.
Hashtag
Okay.
justice for Mitchell.
What if there's a tie?
That's what I said,
to
because
the
there
creator.
literally was a tie. Breloom and main character were tied.
Either leave it up to the creator, coin toss, or do a revote that's just the two of them.
Yeah, there's solutions to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would probably leave it up to creator maybe, or the revote could work. Maybe creator's choice.
Yeah,
for
that's
revote
true because
or
we
up
did
to them.
revotes for third place. For
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
categories. So yeah, that's true. We have precedent for that. Okay. See, this is why we talk about this stuff because that just
But
would
it
never
will be-
occurred in my brain.
But it will.
I
But
do
it would be
enjoy
a revote
speaking.
of the judges, or it would be a revote of the public.
If it's
The
if it's
judges,
decided
because what
creators
we're
or-
saying is that two won't be nominated in the same category. We can call it the Breloom rule. In
Yeah.
honor of
Breloom
Breloom.
And that would also work because how many Breelooms are there now?
There's like three. There's gonna be another one in
Lily
the
is-
sea. There's a lot of
Lily,
Breloom.
There's gonna be one in
Lily
my
has many
hack when it
Breloons
comes
as well.
out. There's
Wait,
so
Nearly
many
as
prelims.
as there are for Alligator.
Eric Alligator will always live on.
Breloom becomes the unofficial second mascot of the SkyTemple community, right next to Discaco.
What about Skemple? The Shuppet.
Shuffet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't see Skemple in like hacks outside of what's it called?
Mr.
Mystery
Mail.
Mail.
Yeah, it's just Mystery Mail.
Yeah.
No, it's in one of Ask Cucumber's hacks as well.
One.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Before we get too sidetracked, so those two things that I mentioned are like things to possibly change next year. Just scrolling up again to remind myself, there was the best side character. I feel like that was a meme, but just in case anyone genuinely wants that next
I
year.
don't see
No, I
why
kinda
not.
do.
Like, I can see an argument for the idea of having the hero and the villain, having that be like the decision of like the creator, like, oh, I think this is a hero, I think this is a villain. Side characters don't get enough love. I love putting a lot of emphasis on side characters and like just goofing around with the idea of what they could be in like the full end. Side characters can be brilliant with enough heart and soul into them.
Also,
I agree. Side characters really don't get enough love. And speaking of doesn't get enough love, I fucking love Charizard.
Not filthy.
Can we kick
Howdy,
Filthy from the
Filthy.
chat?
Gaming
Can we
just
kick Filthy?
6 Charizard.
And I agree with Juan. Side characters can even be better than the main sometimes. Sometimes, yes, very true. There have been like some instances, like in different shows and stories and games, where side characters have just blown main characters out of the water for me.
There's a lot of games like that.
Yeah, PMD Gates to Infinity. And
True.
best
True.
story gameplay integration. What? I mean, we don't have to decide it right now, but after we just got done talking about that, what's the vibe check on that? For me, I'm thinking after that conversation we had, I feel like that could totally be its own category and change dungeon and maybe boss fight as well to be more about like mechanically how fun it is.
I can vibe with that.
would agree. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, how was the thing, by the way? Sorry, I had work stuff. How was it?
It's good.
It was good. It was clean because you weren't there. Sorry. I'm
Wow!
I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
Filthy.
I would
God
never.
damn!
I would
I'm so
never.
sorry.
Speaking of awesome, have you seen Reller's face?
Yes.
What?
It's great.
Saying what?
You're just talking about dirty
Um,
things. I need to post Reller's face.
Oh no.
It's the greatest thing. It's my profile
It's gonna be
picture.
Charizard.
It's actually my profile picture.
Is it?
Let me
Joy.
see. Just here.
Any other like suggestions for last year for next year / feedback on the whole process, including like how judges were selected, how the one hack per creator thing, because a lot of people seem to not like that, but at the same time we didn't finish judging until like literally the last fucking second, even with that rule there, so I kind of don't think that's feasible to change that.
I honestly think there should probably be like less judges, but keep it the same as in like certain people of certain groups.
Please don't fire me.
What do you mean by that?
And I only say that because A, it lets more people get there on time, and B, it keeps the same kind of. I don't know where I was going with this, but the point is that way you're not waiting on people forever.
What do you mean
And also,
different
so
groups?
I don't
I don't understand what that means.
A copy pasta. I'm trying to find the words for it. I guess it's
Like
expedite
a group
the process.
of content creators, a group of expert hackers, a group of randos. Like
Yes.
Oh yeah, that seems interesting.
Around.
So what? It's going to be
Yeah.
3 different sets of awards.
Sure, why not?
Well,
And
yeah,
then
I
mash
think
them
we need to
together or
clear cut on
something.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just
I like your
reinvented
idea
what we have
of
now.
Picking a diverse jury or something. Like you would have a jury of people with like very diverse opinions on like the hacks and stuff. So like, I like your idea, but still,
I mean, I
I'm
already
not-
thought that this hack of the year had a pretty diverse group of people. We had the content creators like myself and PMD Gang. There were a lot of good people that like just knew how hacking worked, and I think there were like just 3 normal everyday ROM hack enjoyers that were also part of the jury.
Yeah.
Who are they?
I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I remember seeing it in the hack jury chat.
It's totally not me. I don't know. It's totally not.
Name got to do it.
Definitely
Expose the jury. Do it.
Boy.
Do it now.
Juan says, me after a 5-hour hack of the year stream waiting for the 150th award.
Real sad.
Oh, yeah.
What
Rejuvenation.
for
is
best
wild.
single character
152.
who begins with the letter H goes.
Fuck.
I honestly think that just to keep things simpler for like the viewers, maybe there should only be one jury and one group of rewards.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
definitely.
a bit better because we already had a good group of people, so it's like, why do we need to like force it if we're gonna get that anyways?
Best water award.
Best award.
Best
I like
award
that.
for the best water physics goes to
Best fish award.
Oh,
When they
and
added
also best use of music. I almost forgot that. Let me just type this down now.
Yeah,
yes,
we definitely
yes,
need that.
yes.
Yeah, I brought that
Get
up
the
earlier.
TXT file. Paz,
I
get the
think
TXT
it
file
should
ready.
be definitely.
Get the TXT
With the TXT file. Yes.
Go.
I think best use of music is definitely the way to put it, because if we just say like best custom music, then it'll basically just go to whatever few hacks actually have custom music in them.
It's just
So
say
Yeah,
sound
best
design.
use of
then.
music would be
I
better.
see what
Right.
you mean, yeah.
Like the idea
You
of like
can-
custom music is really cool, but it's also cool to take music from other mediums and other games too and putting them in PMD. Like some music
Yeah.
in other games just kind of fit PMD without really needing much. I've
Chrono
noticed,
Trigger, cough cough.
like
And
not even just
Kirby.
Chrono
A lot
Trigger.
of
There's been a
Kirby.
couple of Sly Cooper themes that I wanted to add in like DC that are surprisingly fit PMD style.
Which ones are that? I'm kind of curious now.
I liked the Canada themes for Sly 2.
But Canada doesn't exist.
It's true.
It
I'm from
doesn't, like,
Canada.
Actually, Australia.
Boys.
Canada
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Canada's a fictional country in Sly 2.
My friend Morgan just evaporates out of existence.
I agree, yeah. There
He
ain't no
lo-
such thing as Canada.
He
We ain't
loses
got
his
it.
part. Troy
just
and
a
John
frozen
just cease to
wasteland.
exist.
Tactics in chat.
I mean,
I'd
that's
like
90%
more
of
and
chat,
longer
though.
trailers for next year. It doesn't feel like the real Game Awards when less than 90% of the show is advertisements. Also, where was Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, that's important.
He's in
You're
our hearts.
breathtaking.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make a trailer, but it just I had a lot of elements and it just could not fit it into 30 seconds.
I originally wanted to
That's
do my
fair.
Meet the Cast trailer,
That
but
is-
that would have been like way too long, man.
Yeah,
Or not
30
30 seconds,
seconds,
but
that was-
whatever, however long
yeah,
it's supposed to be.
60. It's
A-
30
a
to
minute,
60. Yeah.
a minute is a very short time, but then again, we already had an hour and a half long hack of the year thing. I don't think it needs to really be longer, in my opinion.
Right. Like, don't think about it as 60 seconds for yours. Think about 60 times. I think there was like 24. That like 24 minutes of just trailers is what the stream ends up being. Like that's why that limit is there. Because if everyone has a 5-minute trailer, all of a sudden
Yeah.
people are clicking off the stream.
Yeah.
Because it seems like an advertisement campaign.
Right.
Yeah, get a bunch of fake ads too. Maybe.
This
Nah.
stream is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
God.
Lord
There's a couple
VPN.
pasta.
Have you heard of Raycon? These new amazing earbuds with the best. I don't remember that.
More bass.
Does Keanu Reeves have a cameo account?
Look, all I gotta
don't
say
know
is
if
if
he
we are gonna do ads, we gotta shave out some of them, which is why I'm proud to announce that this ad was sponsored by Manscaped.
does.
Oh,
was
God.
good.
That's such a good intro. No.
That was very good. Maybe we could have our own website for the hack of the year. That's why I think we should have Squarespace. As that wasn't as good. I'm sorry.
That's
what
still pretty good.
All right, I just ordered a pizza. What I missed?
Yeah,
That's
you
okay.
must
Advertisement
have
for
getting
Hack of the Year.
sponsorship.
Also, the official
We're
sponsor
selling
of the NFL.
I mean, I'll sponsor SkyTemple.
Yes.
Have you
Lots of
ever
good
wanted to
time,
be
though.
a lord or lady?
No.
No.
I would love to like just if I somehow made enough money through Twitch, just like to sponsor the SkyTemple community and just like see an ad for my Twitch somewhere in the next hack of the year.
You know what? Next time, best use of custom music. Whopper, 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 whopper.
No,
whopper,
I hate that this
whopper,
is now
whopper,
stuck in my
whopper.
head.
Thank
There
you,
are
Filthy.
worse ads.
There are worse ads.
Fuck.
Are
In
they?
a mystery mail server, we brought up a Polish ad to Shopee, basically, and they used a baby shark as part of their advertising
fuck off.
campaign. Yes, I'm serious.
I saw
Dude,
them.
Baby
Oh,
Shark is
no.
horrible. They use Baby Shark in California to make homeless people not sleep in certain places. It's that bad.
Yeah.
Oof.
Honestly, I think Mystery Dungeon music works better. Speaking of Mystery Dungeon music, there's this great game called Pokemon Rejuvenation,
There it
right?
is.
Again.
There it is. Hit the quota.
Yes.
Wanmus is
Yeah,
best
Rob.
Easter egg.
Best Easter egg?
As a-
That's also kind of.
That sounds like a
I'm
niche
not-
category, but that would be
Yeah, that's
fun
super
as like a
niche,
very
it's
quick
music.
thing
Yeah,
to throw
once
out.
again, best Easter egg. How are you going to judge that? Because if there's only 3 people out of the panel of 11 that even find it, then how is that fair?
Yeah,
to
finding it
judge?
is the thing.
There's some
Nobody even
people
finds
who
it.
it's like the ARG from
Rainbow Heritage.
Yeah, that. It's just like not everyone can finish that without help.
That too, yeah.
I think it would be fun as like a
Agree.
niche category that's just like thrown out there. Like, oh yeah, by the way, best Easter egg goes to so and so. Anyways, on to the ad.
Yeah.
Like just like a very quick thing.
Yeah, still, it's like
hard
what
to
do you
judge.
consider an Easter egg? Not everyone would get it too.
That's also
So it'd have
true.
to be like hyper specific, and it
Yeah.
could be very prone to bias, like one of the most biased potential awards you could have.
I'm gonna head off, guys.
Later.
Alrighty, see ya.
Thanks for
Have a good
stopping
day.
by.
The Soulless Life Award.
No.
I don't know what
Thank you,
that's for.
Filthy.
But
Filthy,
fine,
you
okay.
mentioned that,
No.
but just scroll up in the chat. You mentioned that.
No, I know
the
the
next-
tape. That's awesome.
The next award, most soulless hack.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the
hack
most
award.
corporate hack. There you go.
That sounds awful.
God.
Yeah, how do you even make
public-
that? Like
public
the characters
blasting.
have nothing. I don't even know.
Oh, easy. You're just gonna have the music be Whopper, 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 Whopper.
I am
So,
going to
so
blow
I
my
wasn't
headphone.
I wasn't watching the stream. How are we doing in terms of viewers from like outside of SkyTemple? Was it just like the same 20 people that were in chat, or
I can't
sure
say
was.
the demographic.
There was like, yeah.
But there were
Okay.
about like 40 plus people watching. I think that was the highest I saw.
that's pretty
50
crazy.
I saw
something.
58.
There
I've
was
noticed
60
this-
something.
There were 60
Yeah, I
something
thought it
already.
was
I
only
didn't even
60.
notice that. I didn't even
Damn.
notice that. But
This is a
The people in chat were
there were
mostly
a
like
couple
us.
of
Go ahead.
there were a couple of interesting new people I noticed in chat that I hadn't even recognized from like the server.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it wasn't a whole heck of a lot.
Okay.
But it was still interesting enough to watch.
This is
How
gonna be
did
a
we
serious
fucking
question.
reach these people? I know you guys are sick of me asking this question, but
Oh,
Ugh.
we just need to add Horde to more of them.
Bro, I wish I
That's
knew how to
frankly
reach
good.
these people. I don't know
Either
how
that
the
or
hell my
YouTubers
series
have
found
to
kids.
Start playing, or big YouTubers have to start playing these Mystery Dungeon hacks. So in other words, it's probably never going to happen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome to PMD Explorers
know
of
what
the
I mean.
Spirit.
There you go. Yeah,
God.
scam his email.
fuck.
Like a Tyranitar tube.
PMD Explorers of the Spirit, an indie ROM hack created by MaxSchersey and his great
Chapter
team of
20.
people.
What is the spirit?
Was that the bite of? Was that the bite of Darkrai?
Dark
Fuck.
Rise 87.
Who won hack of the year?
Darkrai jump scare.
Max.
Who won hack of the year?
I think it was
Spirit.
Spirit.
Okay.
Spirit sweet.
Okay, actual serious question. Was there anyone in the chat raging over the picks?
That's the next thing I was gonna ask.
Not really, no.
No. Someone in here earlier said they were upset that Breloom and EOTS main character both got nominated. I said that's not fair. Something like that.
I think that was the most. A lot of the like quote unquote insults were always all jokey. Like there weren't any.
Yeah,
actual
everyone
ill
was.
will to anybody.
If there was an insult, it was directed at Yakko and him shilling.
Soulless
Retold.
Life got robbed.
Or Yaku accidentally, what's it called, revealing the hack before.
Oh, that was the
And the
highlight of
winner is
stream for me.
Explode.
The winner is Pokemon 76, Fallout 76.
Yo.
Welcome to Mystery Dungeon 76.
Yo.
All in all, I think this was a great thing. I think Hack of the Year went amazing.
Nicholas saying I misrepresented. I was spreading fake news on the pod about him being mad. Okay, so what are you saying then?
Holy crap!
Oh, hard disagree and cope in the chat. Okay.
Me when I spread misinformation.
No, I'm not trying
in relation to something else.
Okay, I'm not trying to spread misinformation on the pod. If I actually did misrepresent what you were saying. Tech also says psychic puppets should have at least won anything. 8x, I didn't want to say this, but you unfortunately went the Doom Eternal 2020 Game Awards a route in which you get nominated for like 25 things and win 0.
I failed so I can
always
fly.
best test
This is the
subject,
best
though.
timeline.
Maybe on that topic we could have sort of like oh god, what's it called when something is really good but it doesn't quite win any awards?
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Maybe we had because I remember
Yeah.
Psychic Puppets and also Merchants vs Pirates was very close to being nominated or winning lots of different categories. So maybe there could be sort of like a dark horse award, sort of some kind.
Like
Consolidation
That's
award.
up to the-
Yeah, honorable mentions maybe. Yeah.
Also,
I hear
I'm
that, but at
joking.
the
Okay.
same, I'm here for that, but at the same time, given the reception of Puppets, I feel that is very much not a dark horse. I feel that is very much overrated and done to death. So seeing it not pop up actually was very relieving for me. Like seeing everything else take it was very,
Stop being
very
humble,
good.
8x. I love that
That's
game.
very.
We'll accept
No,
that.
like I'm
That's
being
appreciated.
serious. I'm being serious. Like everyone's like, oh my gosh, Psychic Puppets is the best. No,
It's
8x.
good.
Go
You
away.
should love yourself now.
No,
That's
These are
facts
all
right
the
there.
purpose.
you can't make me.
I agree with Parker, but in a more calm way.
I am not a calm person.
I'm picking up on that.
I'm a VTuber. If I don't overreact about everything, I slowly come out of what's it called? Relevancy.
Yeah, I get what you mean, Parker. But you should honestly be more normal like me. I'm so normal.
Totally,
true.
yeah.
So true.
Yeah, I'm very
So normal. So normal. How
Yeah.
you doing, person named Filthy?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you for asking. What, your name's not Filthy? You fucking weirdo?
Fucking weird.
Congratulations to all the announcers for not pulling a Steve Harvey. What?
I'm pretty sure
Harvey?
Steve
You know
Harvey
what?
did.
For saying the
he
wrong
swear?
winner.
How do we pull a Steve Harvey?
There was like a time where Steve Harvey said the wrong winner
Yeah.
during an
Oh.
award.
I thought
It was
Yakko-
so funny because like I remember seeing an ad, I think it was for some phone company, where they used the fact that he said it wrong as the ad. Like they have him come on and he's
no.
like, "Sorry, guys, I got it wrong again." And then he talks about the mobile carriage, and I felt so bad for him. Like, was the money worth it?
I found it. It
Yes.
was Miss Universe 2015 Columbia X
There you go.
Philippines.
Parker is
If
loan
anyone wants to
confirmed.
see it.
What do you mean Parker is loan confirmed?
Oh, I
You're
am,
alone
like,
forever.
I'm alone
the,
for
the gym leader from Scarlet Violet.
Here's a question. What was your like favorite trailer, or what are you looking forward to most next year? I think y'all know my answer
Fragment,
based on how
Fragment.
I structured it. I'm looking forward to House of Horrors for sure. I saw that. See my brain. The way it works is I see a release date. Okay, I'm allowed to get excited now. This shit isn't vaporware anymore. Okay, let's
Yeah.
fucking go. I'm excited. So
House of Horrors actually has a date.
I am kind of biased because of what I create, but seeing the PMD Retold fan dub and other voice acted projects that piqued my interest a lot, and I would very much like to offer my services to those people. You can hit me up.
Wait, we're fucking live? Oh, Jesus.
Oh
Christ.
no!
I just realized that. Oh,
Did you just
no.
realize that, Filthy?
Oh, Lana.
Steve, I
Welcome
was
to the
just testing
podcast.
You all passed.
Thank you.
Now everyone knows you're a Rejuvenation fan. Well, I guess we already knew that
awesome.
anyway. Nothing has changed.
Also, thank you for the House of Horror shout out. I was muted at the time. I couldn't say anything.
Oh yeah, good luck
Aw.
with that, guys.
House of Hype.
I need to rewatch that. Couldn't make it to the award ceremony. So I'm excited to see what trailers I missed.
I'm personally
Sam,
very excited for Explorers of the Unknown. That's because I just really enjoyed that
Definitely.
hack when I was going through
Yeah,
it.
same.
Even though it nearly made me, I actually broke my keyboard playing that game, but I won't go into why.
How?
Sediment, desert.
It was the desert. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, dearie me.
Oh.
The rest of it was perfect. Though 99% of it was really really enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to any more of that content coming out.
One of my favorite moments about Unknown, and this is 100% my computer's fault, not Espic's fault at all, because at the time my computer was very buggy. But like, I was streaming Unknown. It was like it was supposed to be the final episode. My whole computer just hard froze in the middle of stream.
Oh, hey,
It was just stuck on like about to like go to the meteor and everything. It was like both funny and also very terrifying for my computer.
Oh no.
Okay, well, I'll say this: what I'm excited for, and Mond, if you're listening to this, hello. I'll say that I'm very excited for Alpha. I know for me, when I was playing, there were some bug things that happened, so I'm hoping those bug patches come in so I can at least play through the post game, because I really did enjoy Alpha. I know I said this when I was on there. I really, really did enjoy Alpha, even though I played, I think, accidentally on the hardest mode. Oops.
How does that happen? You
through
choose
it.
your difficulty at the
Do
start.
one item too.
accidentally.
What do you mean?
I think
oops?
I thought I picked the normal difficulty mode, but then it turns out you guys don't have the bosses I do. So what other explanation is there? That
Oh
none of
yeah,
you got
the
Oh.
except for
Deoxys.
me?
Oh
So
yeah.
the default difficulty, that's the default difficulty, because then you have the vanilla difficulty and you have the hard difficulty or something.
I definitely made Alpha way harder for me than I needed it to. Like, I turned on randomization. At first, I wanted to go randomization with glass cannon, but then I found out hail literally one-shots me.
Well, I made it to Palkia, and I didn't stop because I couldn't beat it. I beat it. It's just that instead of doing the story, I recruited Palkia, and therefore I could not continue.
I had a problem with Alpha that literally my main character had its stats butchered so much with each level up that I couldn't defeat the Pokemon that were against me, even on vanilla difficulty. Like I don't know, maybe fix that one Pokemon. I don't know
Well,
what to
for
say.
me, Alpha is very much like a Pokemon fan game. Like, it reminds me a lot of Radical Red difficulty or Unbound difficulty. I've talked about that before, but yeah. So for me, as a masochist, I like that shit. I say this, and I can say this because I play Pokemon fan games. Not PMD fan games, Pokemon fan games. Hello, Rejuvenation Intense Mode.
Pokemon.
So,
What's
since
Pokemon?
we
I'm
have a bunch of
confused.
people in call right now on that topic, let's record the conversation that has been had about 10 billion times in this Discord over the past couple months or years. Why do we think there are so many more hacks with custom stories in PMD compared to main series Pokemon? Now, of course, I have my answer, which is that cutscene editing in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Ruby and Emerald was a fucking nightmare. At least 10 years ago it was, when I messed around with that stuff. So obviously there's going to be more hacks that don't involve any of that. But I'm curious what you guys think.
Quite
I
honestly,
understand
I
what
just
you
think
mean.
because it's the funny furry isekai game.
Do you
Exactly.
Do you mean Pokemon fan games, or do you mean Pokemon ROM hacks?
Fan games and ROM hacks.
Yeah,
maybe?
same shit. You know.
Yeah, then I disagree with you. I
Okay.
think there's way, way more. If you've seen the Spanish fan games of what they've released recently, Apollo, Real Aldea System. Oh, there's Reborn. You've heard me talk about Rejuvenation. You've seen that fever dream. Man.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
is a fever dream. Desolation. There's a lot. But I would say if you're going straight ROM hacks, I think it's just the medium. Like how you were saying earlier, Mystery Dungeon, for better and for worse, is built for story. I don't think that story is good, but it's built for story.
I also think that SkyTemple itself lends a lot more like ability for people to get in and like work on something a lot easier than ROM hacking for other games or making a fan game in like RPG Maker, for example, I clicked with SkyTemple a lot faster than I clicked with RPG Maker.
I agree. SkyTemple in general, it's like very much lended to cutscene making and like actually adding custom story stuff. Because in my opinion, that's the most user friendly and like easiest thing to get into. Adding custom Pokemon and like actually editing the main bit of the story. When it comes to like more gameplay hacks, that's when the learning curve gets a bit harder, and not everyone can do that right out of the box. At least in
I
my
guess,
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because anyone can write, but it takes a certain level of experience to dig into the surface of the game and edit values.
100%.
Yeah, and I guess that's the other thing if you add fan games in as well as ROM hacks. Because with fan games, you use RPG Maker XP, and that's an entirely different thing from what you use to edit ROM hacks.
Okay.
I think that I think it is partly what everyone else has said. You know, it's very complex as to why PMD seems to get more story than everything else. But I also think it's because Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky was a game that wasn't well enjoyed for its gameplay so much that it was well known by everyone who's ever played it that I know for its story. Everyone says the story of PMD EOS is better than any mainline Pokemon game.
Hard
And
agree.
For making you cry at the end.
I was
for
about
making
to.
you cry at
I
the
was
end,
about
for
to bring
making
that up.
you
Yeah.
love being part of the guild, for you, loving the post game and how time travel is introduced and then worked well. It's like so people are inspired by the story of this game, and then when SkyTemple came out and you got an opportunity to make your own story, people got really excited, and I think that's probably why it is, because the story of the original game was so good that it inspired others to do the same.
I think Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as a series itself is a really good like storytelling medium. Like even like the iffier parts of Blue and Red Rescue Team and a lot of the iffier parts of Gates to Infinity, the story itself in a PMD game is like really, really good. I'm not talking about Super Mystery Dungeon. I still hate that game with a burning passion, but the first three are really good.
Wow.
Wow. Unpopular opinion.
I will die on this hill.
It's mixed. I've seen
Tech
people
Tips
love and
is
hate it
typing in
this
chat
community.
right now.
Don't worry.
You are
they're
here
all
with
bad.
the PSMD superfan, if we don't count Sudzu for 8x.
Yeah,
I'm here.
that's
I will,
true.
I will come
Sudzu.
through the phone.
And Paz.
Oh wait, can
And-
I also chip in on this or no?
Sure.
So my thing is, I guess, less of the general audience and more of how SkyTemple, the community, has evolved. The way I see it, where I've lurked until joined in February, waited until May to do it, and even looking back at the times where I wasn't here in the community, even from like the first hack showcase, a lot of it was revolving around balanced hacks, where we had Kaizo, we had the Google Translate thing, even though it's not technically balanced, it's still part of the general base game as a whole. Skies, Alpha, everything was mainly like more core to the more representative of the base game itself. It wasn't as original, not that that's a bad thing, but it was more playing it safe, I suppose, because that's at the time the scene was very, very much new and people didn't have sort of like a meta to work off of yet. Which is why things in the past, like Jigglypuff's Adventure, was very like well beloved and seen as like and Dark Destiny were like things like benchmarks at the time. But then moving on to having the chance to like Gem 1, I think it was very much the start of like getting people involved and shaping how things would move forward, because Unknown came from that. We had a bunch of different hacks. We had Fragment start from that. We had a lot of creators who started to branch off and do their own things from there. And from that point onward, I think people got a hold of the whole stories and cutscene management. Like, it started to become a trend and like started to people really hone their craft in it. And even then, back then, where people who weren't participating in the jams, like Spirit, it had their own thing. As time went on, it grew and grew. And it was, I think as a whole, even though the audience is very much a factor in it, where of course, like there's the argument that PMD is more inclined to story-driven parts compared to something like Shiren or Chocobo and other Mystery Dungeon genres. I guess it's just the evolution of how far we've come and how receptive people are to just using SkyTemple as like a plug-and-play system to work with. That's just how I see it. It's more of the evolution of the community and how we're going.
Yeah, and I'd
Sure.
also add on to that the mystery dungeon subset of the Pokemon community, if you excuse my language, is fucking psychotic, and I say that with love. I say that with a lot of love. We care about this series. We do. And so when you have a tool where you can build upon that and make your own story out of it, yeah, it's going to continue evolving. I really look forward to seeing where this community takes SkyTemple the next year. And hopefully the podcast can come back and expand it even more. Get more people in this psychotic fucking community that I love.
Yeah.
It's an amazing community.
And I'm not just saying I want the podcast to come back because I want to be on it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
So, this is something that is so. By the way, my perspective is I never talking about just like pure gameplay QOL hacks, whatever. I'm never going to go out of my way to play one of those just because I've sat through the story of Explorers of Sky so many times. Maybe I would do it if they added just like a skip all cutscenes function. Maybe that would make it more appealing to me, but I've just sat through Explorers of Sky so many times, I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah,
That said,
yeah,
for the
same,
podcast,
same.
when I played through Azure Sky and playing through Alpha as well for judging for Hack of the Year, I got, I got enjoyment out of that, right? Like there's aspects of both of those that I liked, even though I knew going in that this is not made for me. This is not necessarily going to appeal to me. So to that extent, I think the question that I wonder, just from someone who's not really interested in this stuff, is why has there been a shift away from it, though? Because we see, in terms of like just online buzz outside of the SkyTemple Discord, and in terms of like download count and all this stuff, that Sky's Alpha, Heaven and Hell are all very popular, just not in this Discord. So what's going on, and what are they doing right? And I guess where I want to lead with that is, what is the next step that someone else could maybe do to tap into that crowd if they so wanted to, right? Or I don't know. I don't know. What's the future of that?
I think I could answer this question.
Okay.
I've talked about this before. So, how many of you here have played a game called Radical Red?
Nope.
That was I've heard of it, but never played.
So Radical Red is a ROM hack of Fire Red. It adds generations 1 to 8. It does a lot, and I mean a lot of rebalancing of movesets, types, everything like that. It's basically a rebalance of Fire Red, but it's way, way harder. There are some issues I have with the game personally, but I love it. For what it is, I am a fan of it, and I go back to play it a lot. And there's a lot of quality of life stuff, like you can choose your starters, you can choose like your difficulty, you could choose randomized settings. There's a lot you could do. Alpha fans, I hope you find that familiar, by the way, because it's set up exactly like that. And then later on, there was another game made by the guys who made Alpha. They're by the guys who made Radical Red, a game called Pokemon Unbound. That game is also extremely popular, and it's widely considered one of the best ROM hacks in the Pokemon community. Even though it's not my personal favorite, I think it's very deserved. There's a lot going for Unbound. And sure enough, go figure, it's made by the Radical Red people. I think this is going to be a very, very negative thing to me to say, because I think there's a negative stigma around balance hacks saying, oh, it's just a balance hack. That's not true. That's not true at all. But I do think it's interesting that a lot of the people I've seen play Alpha are from outside this server, because it relates to a lot of like what the main series hacks are, which is just harder version of something you grew up with. That's kind of what Insurgence is, even though it's also not really that hard. That's what Reborn is, absolutely. Rejuvenation is a pessimist's wet dream as of version 13. Please, 13.5, fix that. Please. And it goes on and on. But I think it would be interesting, because I relate, because Mond, I think, was also part of the Unbound team. Like Radical Red is to Alpha. I'm wondering if eventually they'll do their own story. That is what I wonder. If it continues on with that Unbound level. Doesn't mean they have to. I still really, really like Alpha. And in spite of everything, you guys hear me stream. You guys have heard me rage over that.
Yeah,
I still really like Alpha. But it would be fascinating if it goes down that same route. That does not mean it has to, Mon, for the record, if you're listening to. I still appreciate Alpha for what it is, but it would be interesting if it ends up going down that route.
I can agree with that.
From an outside perspective, I don't think it needs to at all, because correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I'm not the audience here, but don't people play these games because they like that's what they want? They want the story to be the same, and it's just like, oh, I haven't played Explorers of Sky in like 5 years or whatever. I wonder if there's any mods to add QOL to it or make the game harder.
Kind of.
Isn't that what they're looking for?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of
Radical
people
Red
like that.
has some story differences too to the original Fire Red. Like there's a custom Mewtwo battle where you fight Giovanni with Mewtwo, and Lance has a Dialga and stuff like that. There's a few story changes like that, which go figure. Kind of like how you fight Kyogre instead of Mesprit because of changes, or post-game spoilers, how you fight a bunch of Porygon Z before you fight Palkia or the Regieleki and Drago. So there are some similarities in regards to that. But I think it's enough minor changes. It's difficulty for me. I think the big thing is difficulty. And that's just like the Pokemon fan game community from what I've experienced.
See, goes back to that discussion of like an hour and a half ago, someone said, why don't we have a best gameplay balance category? Because, yeah, if Filthy is the judge, then he's going to have a widely different interpretation of what good balance is, because he wants something that's hard as
I'm a fucking
balls.
psycho. I've played Emerald Kaizo as a Nuzlocke. I'm a psycho. That's not a good idea.
How would you do that?
Jesus Christ!
I won
You
that Nuzlocke.
hate yourself.
Why would you
I
do
won
this?
it too. I'm not a good judge for that. And difficulty is such a weird thing to judge too.
Well, the opposite. I think you would be a good judge for that because you're different from the rest of us in that case.
That's true. That's true. Diversity of thought.
Max was saying like about people who complained about the judging or whatever, is that they should become onto the jury and fix the problem themselves by casting their votes for all they want.
I agree with that.
So if you like balance hacks and you, I said that like it's a crazy thing to do. If you like balance hacks and you like difficulty in video games and things like that, and you say things like, "Oh, I shouldn't be a judge for that because I like my stuff really difficult." No, that's a good thing. You should be on the judge because that's a valid opinion to have, and that absolutely contributes to what makes something a hack of the year in whatever category.
This comes back to us when we were talking about like having separate judges for sprites and separate judges for ASM. I think having judges for balance hacks isn't a bad idea. They could, obviously it's kind of different with that. They could still judge story-based hacks. Story-based people can also judge difficulty hacks. But having those people on to give their fair criticism about balance-based hacks is as important as the story people giving their opinions on the story hacks.
Yeah, again, it comes down to numbers. The more I think, I just added best QOL hack question mark to the list of to do for next year, because I mean, if there were enough nominated where someone didn't just win by default, that seems like a very obvious solution to me. It's just a matter of if there's enough of these being made. And yeah, to go back to that point, what you said, Smingle. That's not just me talking shit. I'm serious. Like, if you are someone who thinks that the judging is bad, become a fucking judge. It was open to anyone. Like I said at the start, it's open to anyone. All you have to do is actually play through every game instead of playing through 2 games and deciding that you know what the best thing in the community is. That's all you have to do. Play through all of them. That's it.
It does sound like you're talking shit when you put the word fucking in before all of your opinions. But that's totally
I
cool.
Realized
Has a very
as I
strong
said
opinion.
Earlier, maybe there should be less judges. No, I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. Ignore that previous point, guys. No, they're right. Apply. Definitely do. Make your voice heard.
I will be a judge, only play my hacks and vote them. Well, one word, there were rules about that. I don't think that would be cool. If otherwise I would have done it.
Create a
Kinda
fake.
just a moral thing. I don't know if everyone in the jury did it because I wasn't a part of the jury. That if you are a part of that you just don't vote for your own hack and anything, because it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
can't. That's a rule.
That we
You
could.
can't vote for your own.
Yeah, we couldn't vote for ourselves.
I'm glad it was.
Otherwise,
Yeah, that would
Infinite
be
Labyrinth
fucking
would have got a single
scummy.
vote.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't vote for my own hacking. a hack jam either, so it makes sense. I wouldn't want to vote for my own hack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Speaking of
We
hack jam, is there
are
another one?
we're at about 2 hours. So does anyone have any like last things we want to bring up? Probably end the pod. We can keep talking after this if we want, but probably end recording soon-ish. If anyone has any last discussion points they want to bring up.
You guys first.
Of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very much excited for the continuation of Fragments. Even though I've said it dozens and dozens of times, people are sick of it. I am very much excited and very happy for Kuya, and I think he knows by now that he won 5 for 5, so he's pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I for one am just happy that lesser known Pokemon like Charizard can be discussed because of SkyTemple.
I'm gonna
Thank
scream
you.
at you.
Thank you so much.
So true.
Don't worry, Brad. You could also appreciate other lesser known Pokemon like Jotonian Charizard.
I am going to get just a wee bit sappy here for a moment and just say I'm just very thankful that you guys that I was reached out to for judging this. I am very happy to be a part of this community, even after initially just finding the randomizer and like just being a bit of a lurker in the Discord. Being a part of this community has been amazing, and I cannot wait for another year of these insane freaking stories and insane freaking hacks, man. It also makes great content, so thank you for the money.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
But for real, I love this community.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think I'd like to say that, like, one, this community is great, and this event was fantastic, and I was so proud to be part of it, and I've really enjoyed this whole process. Two is that I've really enjoyed all of the things that Argonian has said during this call. I just can't, push enough. He said some really interesting
Respect
things.
alert.
Silent workout.
I'm so
Silence
sorry.
is golden.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just think it's funny. And three, wait, I had a third point. Did I have a third point? No, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yes. I hope you're looking forward to any Infinite Labyrinth stuff coming out this year, because I've got huge plans for it.
I am. That game was fun. I am.
It was only 20 minutes long, but I was happy with it.
Good writing style. Very good writing style. I'm very much looking forward to more.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
If you need any help with TXTs, you just gotta send a DM. I'll be sure to get to you.
Oh, and since 8X won't say it, congrats to Psychic Puppets.
We're getting,
Yes,
we're getting all
yeah.
those nominees.
No.
Psychic
Your
Puppets,
best
very
test
good.
subject.
No.
This is not a joke.
I think I can use the joke here. Congratulations to Psychic Puppets. We ran out of time.
Cut off.
Game of the year.
8X, how much do you have the fire in you right now to win Hack of the Year 2023 after this bullshit robbery that occurred today?
Not much. My motivation fluctuates. It's more of right now. It's been the season of making patches for others, so not much.
Fair.
I'm content with what I've done. Even though if I do something, then I'll probably just keep it close to my chest until release or something. But
Ooh, secret 8X hack.
It's not like it's gonna be a big thing, but like it's just if I do it, I do it. If I do something, I don't want to like promote it and then like flop or like Blizzard. But yeah.
Well,
so
for
it's
what
just,
little means, if you need help, we're here. You
Yeah.
probably got this on your own, but there you go.
Yeah. If I don't do anything, it's still fine.
All right. Well, last thing I want to say is thanks to everyone who has watched the podcast. As Yakko and I talked about a couple episodes ago, we are going on hiatus / maybe ending it, maybe coming back. I don't know. No one has ever reached out to me since that episode saying that they want to continue on the podcast. So whatever. It's been fun to I've talked about this in the Discord before where I have felt kind of disappointed, and I still do to an extent, that this hasn't been the like we're drawing in all the PMD fans and let's get them siphoned in to play all these cool fucking hacks. That was always the idea. This is going to be like, you know, the gameplay suggestions or whatever. I don't know what I was trying to say there. It was going to be the suggestions. You know, people listen to the pod, they go, that hack sounds cool, I'm going to play it. Didn't turn out like that. The interviewing everyone was still really awesome. I got a lot of great insight from everyone, like hearing everyone's different perspectives on just how they think about that hack making process and stuff like that, and you know, specifically what they liked about their own hacks, things along those lines. I hope it was insightful to people that were listening. I hope I'm not too shitty of an interviewer. Both Yakko and I obviously we have no experience. We were just fucking around. We were like, literally, the reason why this started is because both of us were just really frustrated about like this concept of a limited lifespan for a hack, right? Of first of all, if it's not a hack jam hack, you basically get no feedback at all, first of all. So that was primarily part of the reason why we were like, well, what if we get this system going along with Hack of the Year so that it's a chance for people to be guaranteed to play your stuff and talk about it and get some discussion going? Because I think that's what most creators want more than anything else, right? They just want to be seen as visible for how much fucking time and effort they put into their shit. So the podcast was a way to try and contribute to that, right? That was
I think
part
you
of
did a
it.
really good job.
Thank you. So I don't know. That was the main thing. Just trying to get some visibility out there at the start. That's we thought that this would be part of an ecosystem of getting a lot of like visibility for hacks as well as feedback, and you know, it's either I think we can all say this. Shout outs to Dan if you're still in chat. It's either you go to the PMD gang comments or you know, you watch someone stream during the hack jam and that's it. Other than that, it's like your hack is gone, right? But
actually,
yes. Let's take a second. PMD gang, you're the GOAT.
I
100%.
I
he's here.
checked the
He's here.
comments on the Infinite Labyrinth
We
YouTube
love you,
video
Dan.
that PMD gang uploaded. I think I check that about 5 times a week. And it's both extremely exciting and very depressing that there's only been 6 comments for about 2 months now.
Oh,
No, I love it. I love it. It's I still like doing that. It's
Right, but
fun.
that's where the discussion's
with
being
that.
held, though. You know, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's just adding into
Yeah.
onto that ecosystem is the goal.
Max,
I
are
think.
there really not going to be any more interviews though? I would love to be interviewed. I know my
Yeah,
hack is
same.
only 20 minutes long.
100%. I would love to just talk about Deceit for like half an hour.
Fragments
Eventually,
episode.
I would like it to come back, but maybe it should be at a time where it's a bit closer to the next Hack of the Year thing, you know?
Yeah, maybe down the line. It's for both of us. It's just we're kind of done with it. Like if we kept doing this for longer, it would end up being bad episodes. We both just
Nice.
Don't worry,
wanna not
Smingle.
do
I
it.
got your back. I got
Hell
your
yeah.
back, Smingle.
That's
Filthy
all right.
interview.
I don't want you to keep doing something that you're not finding enjoyable or fulfilling, Max. That's totally cool.
Yeah, well, appreciate that. Was there anything else in that point I was trying to say? So the whole idea of the podcast and of Hack of the Year and whatever was to extend the life of hacks. And I think that, I don't know, was that a success? Was it not? I don't fucking know. Like, I mean,
I think it
doing
was.
this made me
I think
replay
it was a
like
huge
fucking
success.
Amora on the High Seas came out like 2 years ago at this point. So I don't know.
Oh,
Been a
yeah, without
while.
question, it helped.
Jeez.
It absolutely helped.
I think it was huge because those episodes, like it or not, they exist on the internet now and they're immortalized forever. And you can go and listen to the creators talking about their thought processes on hacks. And
Yeah, it's
How long?
going to
you
serve as
sort
kind of
of-
a time capsule.
you sort of like put in ice something that anyone can go and defrost and listen to whenever they want.
Right.
And that's so much bigger than you think it is. I think that's astronomical. So even if you think it's small, I think maybe you're not seeing the forest for the trees.
All of that was so
Probably right.
eloquent. Oh my god.
That was. I agree. Very eloquent.
Good note.
Beautiful.
How long do you think it's going to be before that fake SkyTemple channel steals the podcast episodes and uploads it to his own channel, just like
No.
everything else?
Filthy. You
Just
know we're
even
still live,
acknowledge
right?
Yes.
You mentioned stole his life on stream.
I'm already in 2D.
Oh,
This was beautiful, though. This was a fun little thing.
Yeah, definitely.
oh gosh, it's quarter to
All
1
right.
a.m. here in England. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Don't
Oh,
want to
no.
get too sappy, and we're over 2
Imagine
hours
being
out.
unironically British.
I'm half Danish, so I'm half exempt.
Yeah, it's only quarter to 2 a.m. here.
It's
Oh, I think it's
7:47 p.m.
Hey,
Prime time
Eastern
hour.
Standard Time
Oh.
gang.
Hey,
Too late. But-
Central gang.
EST
I have a
gang.
stream I need to do soon.
Wait,
Do
hold
it
on.
now.
I have
Go.
to go get dinner.
Stream now.
I can't
Stream
just-
while you're
now.
here.
All of us join in.
Fine then. You all
Alright.
want to be part of the friend lock? Go on ahead.
Bye, everyone.
Awesome.
Podcast done, and
Bye.
goodbye.